Welcome back to Legends of Evantress, and today we're playing Sam Raimi Presents Root Return to the Dimwood, or any one of the titles that we have just previously mentioned. As always, this is a mature stream, so buckle up because we're going to have a rowdy time.
Last time, in Root, you were a traveling band of 4 vagabonds joined by a new companion named Bitsy, a mouse from the clearing of Pottsville. And after getting to know her a little bit and trading stories, learning that she had a lot of interesting theories and allegedly was a heretic that had been driven out. You had been wondering why the pitchfork and the torch stores in town were so crowded at that time of year. And after setting down for the evening, you were awoken from your slumber by a mysterious figure joining or entering your camp, attempting to hide. You realize that this was a fox girl who was avoiding a chase by various Marquisate soldiers, led by a dog, a hound named Inspector Jarvis, who was looking for an alleged rebel. You managed to buy her enough time to sprint away while you fought them, brutally killing almost all of them, and doing
That wasn't really an us group effort.
Horribly wounding Officer Fuzz and causing extreme emotional damage to Inspector Jarvis. Who both of them had managed to survive and escape. You then...
There's no way that'll bite us in the furry ass.
You then stop mentioning my search history.
Oh boy, I'm ready for a good one tonight, folks.
I'd rather just confess to the murder.
You managed to...
Rich, your face band-aid is hanging off of your earlobe.
Which one? The one that you can't see on camera?
Yeah.
That's fine.
Okay.
It's like something about Mary.
Oh, just
Face
about.
Band-Aid.
It's completely off.
That's fine.
Are you bleeding? Are you all right?
You got a mole.
Continue.
No.
Oh.
All right. Sorry, we didn't have to bring it up. I didn't know it was a touchy subject.
Remember to get your moles checked every 3 years.
Always, yeah.
Don't forget to go
Dermatologist,
Just remember to
Get a colonoscopy once every 5
grope
years.
yourself regularly. You can't go wrong.
Yeah.
Welcome to May Madness.
What else? Oh, and there was one calico cat, a Marquisate soldier, who was horribly injured, wounded, and burned. But thanks to Bitsy's strange baggie full of strange substance that she rubbed all over him like a Thanksgiving turkey, he was saved.
That's right. See that? I hate that. I wish you hadn't said that. I'd forgotten. I blocked it from my memory.
You managed to save this Marquisate soldier who was a cat himself, and it was a calico cat. And then the last piece from that battle is that after Booker had told this fox to run, she handed him a strange carved wooden acorn. I guess a carved acorn. And yeah. Thanks for the sub, Asuma.
Hey, it's good to see
Good
ya.
to see you again.
Good to see you. 30 months. Oh my goodness gracious.
Holy
Thank you so much.
With the symbol of the Woodland Alliance that Booker recognized, carved and painted. They decided to, rather than leaving this Marquisate soldier to the strange creatures of the woodland, they decided to bring him with them to their next destination, the clearing of Clickclock Crossing. It's here that they have entered the primary town that sits in this clearing, and seeing it's really just past dawn as this clearing dominated by rabbit folk, by rabbits, is just waking up and beginning its day. And as they made their way down into the town. They saw off down an alley, or rather often through the town, through the wide thoroughfare, they saw a chain gang of prisoners being led by a huge, by several Marquisat soldiers and a huge ram. And at the very end of this chain gang was the very fox that they had helped escape. And that is where we had ended the session. Does that make sense? Anything I missed? Any questions?
I have a question.
Yes.
If a calico cat has all its calico fur burnt off in a horrible accident, is it still a calico cat?
I think
that's a great question.
That's a great
I
question.
think the flesh beneath is still
Yes.
Oh,
that's
calico.
what I was gonna say, because Handsome Jack has that weird patch when he gets alopecia, and it's got.
It does.
It's still, the fur matches the skin, and it's weird. It's very
We should
strange.
just shave him wholesale one day and see what it all
No,
looks
I don't want
like.
to do that to my poor dog.
Okay.
Would he realize?
Would
He
he
might.
realize?
Yeah, I don't know. It's like
I don't know.
He might.
It's like, I don't have any
My
fur.
mom's
But they-
dog, when he goes to the groom, like when he was a little dog and he first went to the groomer, he would act very embarrassed afterwards.
No.
I know.
I'm sure they have.
I know I look ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm sure he would be embarrassed. And poor Handsome Jack. No, I can do this, my dog. Anyway.
Sorry.
So, we begin. Should we look at the map?
Yes,
Yeah, let's go
I
to
think it's a great
let's do the
idea,
map.
Because we are officially on the
Yeah, why don't
outskirts.
you move the meeple into Clickclock Crossing?
Oh my god, I love that the meeple moves.
Dun-dun-dun.
Moving meeples.
So real quick, what do the symbols mean? Let everyone know.
Yeah, do a summary while I fix the podcast link, which is currently broken.
Hey! This is the map of the Dimwood. For anyone who might be new, who wasn't here last week, we are huge fans of the board game Root. Several of us.
I don't think I've ever actually played, to be totally honest.
Several of us are, and when we did this, a campaign of the Root RPG in 2019, Rich and I worked together to create this map of the Dimwood, which has the same number of the same placement and number and pathways of all the clearings and all the woodland, but themed and created and turned into a world. These are different clearings that these factions, the Erie dynasties and the Marquisat, are fighting over. It's a war that has been ignited and has been dominating the woodland for a while now. And each of these different types of meeples, these little woodland critters that you see, represents a different faction. The orange represents the Marquisat, which, as you can see, has control of most of the forest. They have about 20 years ago, they came in and conquered the entire woodland. The blue meeple there represents the clearings controlled by the Erie. They are the old bird aristocracy who had once ruled the entire Dimwood, had collapsed from a civil war, and have now come back to reclaim what they believe to be theirs from the Marquisat. And then finally, one clearing, the green, is the Woodland Alliance, a rebel cell that at the very least they know is viciously against any kind of rulers of the woodland, and they seemingly have control of an entire clearing.
But we don't know much about them.
Yeah.
They're pretty mysterious.
They're mysterious. You know that
They might even be dangerous.
Yeah, they're pretty dangerous folk. And you know that there's Hust Whispers, and probably that far south is probably the most remote part of the entire Dimwood, Stickerbrush. And then the little gray raccoon meeple represents our band of vagabonds. So you might actually be able to see at one point a game of Root that might look like this if there was one warrior for each. Are we fixed?
Yes, fixed. The links look good from here.
Good.
Of course, I'm just a simple raccoon folk. That's what they tell me.
You all have made your way into Clickclock Crossing. It's taken about an hour as you make your way through the rolling hills and almost scenic meadow life, various cottages, burrows built in. You see the various rabbits that dominate this clearing, along with plenty of other creatures. You see in the trees the houses built for the birds that live in this clearing, that live across the entirety of the woodland. waking up to go about their daily lives, the smell of baked goods hits your nostrils almost immediately, and it's absolutely just heavenly. As the hustle and bustle starts to begin as you make your way through the town, you hear another gong of the large clock tower that is at the town center in this clearing, as you see various carts very, very heavily guarded, a dozen Marquisate soldiers guarding these wagons, going to and from a large burrow structure also towards the town square, the Better Borough Bank. Going in and out, also being shipped around down the river that intersects this clearing. And it's at this point you have this Marquisate soldier, the Calico Cat, shrouded in a blanket or some sort of other fabric, hidden, seemingly just look like goods that you're carrying. And it's at this point you see the chain gang, led by that huge hulking ram with a large underbite, almost drag these prisoners, many of which look malnourished and sickly, as you hear the rattling of chains as they're pulled away down an alley. And the townsfolk of Clickclock Crossing, they look, their attention might be drawn, and you see that they kind of skulk back and shirk back as they see this huge ram with massive muscles lumbering forward, and they seem to show genuine fear towards this beast. And as he passes them, they ease up a little bit and go about their business. They don't seem to be particularly surprised that prisoners are being led through town. And that is where you find yourself, as the grumbling of this ram and the rattling of the chains dissipates, and it's just a nice, peaceful, but bustling morning in Clickclock Crossing. What do y'all do?
Is this Pottsville? This doesn't look like Pottsville at all.
What? No, I told you, we're going to Clickclock Crossing. That's where we're at now. We made it.
We just came from Pottsville. Don't you remember?
I thought we were going back.
I thought you said you could never go back. They were going to kick you out.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
Should you maybe write yourself a note so you don't forget things like maybe lots of notes?
That's a good idea.
I'm going to take a stick and I'm going to start to write into the path. Can't go back to Pottsville.
Well, there you go.
Now I'll always remember.
Well, anyway, that fox that we saw. After all that, we killed a lot of people to save that fox.
Well, to be fair, I think we were going to have to kill those people either way, but I was hoping she'd at least get away, but it seems like someone was able to catch her.
Well, I mean, she got, Inspector Jarvis on our trail. It was all for naught.
Speaking of which, what are we gonna do with this guy? I point to I just point to him in your arms, and he's just limp, and you look like you're holding I was kind of hoping we'd get to an inn and maybe lay low, because I don't know about you guys, but I could use a rest. But what are we gonna do with him? We can't just walk around with a guy who's mostly dead. I don't even want to say half.
Well, maybe I have an idea. Okay, I throw him around. And I rummage in my bag.
Quiet.
I rummage in my bag and I pull out my old Marquisate tabard that fits over my arm.
Oh.
And I would like to put it on. And I'll say, okay, I'll find some kind of military medical tent and I'll drop him off there and I'll act like I pulled him from a burning building.
Oh, I thought you were going to turn him over to that big ram guy and tell him that he was part of the Woodland Alliance, because that would have been a lot funnier.
Well, I mean,
No.
But then you would have to do that.
No. Surely your plan is much more noble. Much more noble.
All right. Well, so should we just meet at the inn? I'll just go try to drop him off. And do I look? I want to look around and see. Are there any kind of medical tents or any military presence here that I can see?
You look around, and I would say that you're able to take some time walking about the city. You hear the sound of the workshops starting to awaken, and you pass by a recruiting station. There's a line of about half a dozen critters, mostly rabbits, but several other species. You see also a blue jay that are going to sign up to fight for the Marquisate. You see that there are a number of barracks as well, especially centered in the banking district of this town. And you are able to find signs towards a field hospital, where you see that there's a number of cats and rabbits. You see a skunk with an eye patch and a crutch limping around, recovering from some sort of battle with an opposing faction.
Well, if anybody wants to go with Grumley to help him out, that's fine. I'll go secure us a room, and of course I'm going to get some food and drink because I'm hungry.
Ooh, I'll go with you.
All right.
I should probably go alone.
That's fine.
The rest of you don't really look like soldiers, no offense.
Well, I just, I know Peggy. She's very smart and refuses to listen to anybody. And Bitsy, well, she barely knows where she is.
Oh, we went over that. She knows now.
Then give it like 5 minutes.
Oh, we did screw up a letter on the ground, though.
After dropping the Marquisate soldier onto the ground, you see that he smudged out some of the words, and it says, "Go back to Pottsville."
Are we going back to Pottsville, guys?
You know what? Why don't you guys come with me? Breakfast on me after our lovely haul in Pottsville, which we're not going back to.
You mean it?
I mean it.
Anything we want.
Yeah, sure, why not? I mean, within reason. I only have so much gold. We dropped a lot of it on the way out.
Okay.
What do you think, Peggy? Yen?
Yeah, sure, all right.
If you're not hungry, I could eat yours.
You're probably gonna have to. I killed a lot of people back there, and I don't really have I don't have an appetite.
Well, you heard her. I'll take it, don't worry.
I just didn't know it was gonna explode like that, you know? I thought, well, it's gonna scare them for sure. It's a fireball after all, but the way they were screaming as their flesh was melting off of their bodies, and I'll never get that sight out of my
Make a perception check,
my
Peggy.
memory.
It was terrible, yes.
Perception, you say? 16.
16.
Nice.
Your attention is immediately drawn all around you as you just hear the gurgling screams of Marquisate soldiers for just a moment, and then disappears.
Did you hear that?
Did
The
what?
gurgling screams of the Marquisate soldiers for just a second before it dissipated into nothingness.
You don't look so good, Peggy. Maybe we'll go sit down.
Can frogs sweat? Because I'm sweating.
You look a little clammy, for sure.
I mean, she kind of always looks a little clammy though, so.
Yeah, it's part of being an amphibian.
My stomach's gurgling. Maybe that's what you heard. I wouldn't have said screaming, really. It's more of like a...
It's exactly what it sounded like with a few more pops. Let's go to the inn.
All right.
It's
And
probably me, then.
Brumley, good luck. You'll be all right. And I'm gonna give him
All
break
right.
inspiration. 10 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
what-
I'll pick him up off the ground, I'll throw him over my shoulder, and have my halberd in my other hand, and I'll sort of like get away, like I'll separate from them before I come out of the tree line, and I will walk up to where I follow the signs and try to find the
Yeah.
hospital or a medic.
Yeah, it's a very simple building. You see the sign. It just says Field Hospital. Nothing fancy. You see that there's a number of...
To say nothing fancy on the sign.
Yeah. It's nothing fancy. It's actually just a field hospital. Nothing fancy.
And nothing that's spelled with an apostrophe at the end.
Yeah,
of course.
yeah.
Naturally.
Yeah.
And you.
I'm pleased. Thank you for that.
You can heal here.
Yeah.
Or you can die here.
This is it.
I need you to make a deception check
Healable
at advantage because you're wearing a Marquisate tabard.
Deception, you say?
You've got 10 minutes, so don't be afraid to hold it if you need to. You know what I mean?
I said
gross.
18.
What was that?
18.
18.
Fucking good. Yeah,
Yeah,
same.
I'm gonna save it.
Save
Save
it.
it.
10
Okay.
minutes.
I'm going to roll for the Marquisat soldiers at guard. They get a natural 4, so not even close. So you see that there is a rabbit and a cat at the entrance. They're standing at watch. They seem to be a little bit distracted and lazy. They're very tired. You can see that the sleep is still in their eyes as you manage to make your way into the field hospital. You hear the hustle and bustle of the nurses. And the doctors as they're making their way to various soldiers of all sorts of species, and you can kind of hear the low groans of some critters, and you hear very faintly off in the distance what sounds like actual of like moaning or almost screaming in real pain. As you see that there is a front desk with a large tawny cat wearing a nurse's outfit, and she seems to be writing down something in some sort of ledger.
Oh God, it hurts. It's real pain. Please.
Hello. This soldier needs help very badly. I pulled him from a burning building. I applied field medical aid as best I could with various salves and other herbs. I had to lift his skin a little bit. It's bad. You should really see him, please.
You make a deception check.
Oh God, it hurts.
Just straight.
Do painkillers exist in this world?
I was so close to the sweet release of death.
Do anything.
I'm going to use it. What is it, a D8?
Kill me!
It is a D8. Yes, I'm sorry.
What's his name again? Is this Constable Fuzz?
No.
Sheriff Fuzz?
No, Fuzz ran away.
So he got away. Jarvis got away. Fuzz got away.
This is just nondescript.
This is red shirt number 6.
Can we call him Constable Fuzz from now on?
Yeah, that's canon now.
Okay, thank you.
He's 100% confident.
Sorry to whoever I lied in chat about that. This is not Constable Fuzz.
22.
Bingo.
Bango.
She got a 20, so...
Oh! So close.
Tawny Cat having none of that.
She looks at you and said, and she
Tawny
like,
Cat ain't no fool.
she looks at you and she tilts her head a little bit and says, I don't recall hearing about any fires in Clickclock Crossing. But oh no, he looks terrible. Oh God bless you. The gods bless you, laddie. And she walks up and says, and taps her shoulder, and she's, oh, give him here. Oh, and you see that she almost says like oof, but then she steals herself, and she is like nearly half your height, and she holds this soldier in her arms without any problem.
Would you say that she's a brawny Tawny Cat?
She's brawny Tawny Cat,
Okay.
and you see that she's actually got some nice musculature.
swole.
Yeah, her sleeves pulled down, and she's, oh, he'll be just fine in Nurse Jussa's care. As she.
Is she the quilted quicker picker upper cat?
As she says, oh, bless you. We'll get him all healed up and patched up, and you can come see him whenever you want. What was your name?
Oh, I am Field Sergeant Brumley. Fuck.
Make a deception and disadvantage.
No!
6.
I rolled a natural 1. Plus 3 is
4.
Shut up!
Awesome.
I'm very
She's too distracted with the body because he's coming out of his skin like a glove.
Yeah. She actually does. She looks at him, and you say that as she doesn't really realize the extent because he was really heavily wrapped up.
She scares the kids.
And she looks down and she says, "You said a burning building did this?"
Yeah, it was a very burning building, burned to a crisp. Oh, it was terrible. You should have seen everybody else. This is the lucky one.
She looks up at you with haunted eyes.
Yeah, I lower my head.
Oh, sweet.
This is how Peggy becomes a villain.
I pray to the Marquise and her family that I never encounter a very burning building. Good God. Good. Oh. As she, takes him and hulks this entire, this soldier onto her shoulder, and she reaches up. Good boy. And she gives you a pat. Good boy, boy.
Oh, that's nice. Oh. Well, thank you.
And,
My tail's
Your leg starts twitching.
we don't get many dogs from New Felicia around here, so I couldn't pass up the opportunity.
Well, I'm not going to be staying long, and so I'll probably be gone forever. Goodbye. Goodbye.
I'm gonna turn and just try to. Oh, you don't want to say. Oh, goodbye. And then so she takes head nurse Jessa. Takes the can I write that down? Takes the calico cat whose names you never learned. So therefore I've not decided.
We'll name him Skinley.
Ew.
As you make your way, having successfully deceived the Marquis forces in this field hospital.
And I will hustle to the inn.
You do that, and meanwhile, the four of you look around, and there's a handful of establishments, but the one that smells the sweetest is a several-story building, painted pure white, very well maintained, that actually looks like a very large, cartoonish beehive that they might have in all the apiaries. And you see that it's called the Honeycomb Inn. The Honeycomb Inn. And you see the smells coming from this building is probably the most delectable so far, although you can kind of get the whiff of there's actually a whole bakery quarter in this clearing as well.
Hazel's just visibly drooling.
Yeah, so you see, and this is the inn that's closest to there. It's basically in between this town square area, and you see, once again, you look up, the clock tower is across the square. You see that what would have been a massive ancient tree, petrified, burned. There's slash marks in it. Some branches have been snapped off, but you see once again at the very top of this a very large manor house built into what had once been a canopy, and you are able to go into the Honeycomb Inn.
And you meant it. We can have anything that we want for breakfast.
Yes.
And I can have hers.
Yes, that's fine.
And mine.
Yes, let me just talk to the...
How hungry are you feeling?
I'm pretty hungry, all right? Just hang on. Let me talk to somebody. Let me sort this out, all right? Look, we've got money. We might as well spend it while we have it. It's not going to last forever.
Okay, I'll wait for you over there.
And I'm going to run to the bakery section and press my little nose up against the glass.
I will try to find someone to talk to. Someone's manning a desk.
Yeah, so you see that it's not lively and rowdy like an inn would be after sunset, but you see a large line forming. You have to dart around as there is breakfast being served. You see that there is all sorts of pastries, sizzling meats, and a large pot of some sort of grits or porridge, and all sorts of other breakfast foods, large pots of root tea and coffee. And you see that there is a heavy-set badger who seems to be the proprietor of this establishment, going around. He has a large, almost perfectly polished silver, what do you call those? coffee pot things, the percolators. The percolator pot.
Or a carafe.
A carafe, yeah, of coffee or tea.
Wait,
going
obviously, it's
around
made of tin,
pouring.
right?
Yes,
Has to be made of tin.
and
That would
the
be immersion
front
if it wasn't.
desk of this inn is empty. But as he sees you enter, he quickly goes over and throws a towel that had been draped over his arm onto the bar. He places the percolator of coffee down, and he approaches you. And you see now he's wearing very nice clothes of purples and golds. Very well dressed, of great finery. And he steps over and he says, "Welcome to the Honeycomb Inn. How can I help you, friends?"
Oh, well, thank you, sir. First off, we're going to need a couple of rooms, preferably as close as possible, next to each other if possible. Pay for 3 nights up front, and I'm going to need 4, make it 5 plates of food.
5 plates of food? Well, it's all you can eat. It's this flat fee at the breakfast buffet.
Well, in that case, I'll just pay for 5 entries. Is that how that works?
Yes, exactly right.
I'll just go in my into my coat pocket, pull out a small coin purse, and like dump out, a lot of or a good amount of what we got from our heist. Does this cover it?
Yeah, no, that'll be well, if we're staying in this part of town, if you want 5 entries, that'll be about 7 gold pieces all told.
Done. I'll push that amount at him.
He takes.
You got any of that Rye Barrel Falls rye?
Well, of course, yeah, we get it shipped in down the river, Old Tom's River, every evening.
I'll take another 2 gold out of my pocket. Have a bottle sent up to my room. And I'll give him 2 gold pieces.
He takes them and well, thank you for the tip, friend. As he collects all of it, he counts it, and he very quickly swipes it into a till, closes the box, locks it, and with that, he pulls out, he opens a drawer on the desk, and you see you hear the rattling of keys as he pulls out the number of keys that you request, and he places them on the desk, and he also pulls out a very heavy book. And he drops it down and he flips it open. And he says, and of course, there's the business of just making sure that we know who you are, as Viceroy Buntilda has decreed. We know where you're coming from, and to make sure that you're all good to go. A lot of strange characters coming in and out the past couple of months, trying to lock down on that. I'm sure you've heard of that. So just you need your names, your place of origin, where y'all coming from, where y'all going, how long you're staying in town.
Oh, all of us. I'll find, not just me.
Oh no, I'll need all 5.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, of course. We can attend to that right away.
My name is Bitsy.
Yep, there we go.
Okay.
That volunteered that one right up.
This is Penny.
Oh, yep, Penny. That's right, Penny. My name.
This is
Have you ever smelt a body burning?
Penny, not now. Not now,
The
Penny.
sound of flesh popping in the woods.
Okay, I'm sorry. We've had a very traumatic evening, which is why we're here so early in the morning.
The way the bones crack when the fire gets into the marrow.
Oh boy. We got, right, we said Bitsy, Penny, Hank.
I don't know her name.
Yes, Maple Nut Bar. You can start eating now. Go ahead, Maple Nut Bar. That's your name, Maple Nut Bar. Maple Nut Bar. And the 5th one that will be joining us, he's a pug, Pugsley. His name's Pugsley.
Adams.
Pugsley Adams, that's right. But he,
Make a deception check at advantage because you're being helped by all your friends.
Did you hear that? Oh, it's just a fireplace. Is there any way you could turn that off?
29.
I can't beat that.
Yeah, we came from Pottsville. We're here for at least 3 nights. If we need to add more, I can add more. But I don't know how that works. Sorry, I'm new to these parts.
How many rooms do you get?
2.
2. Okay, so yeah, it's gold.
Can you make sure one of those rooms does not have a fireplace in it, please?
He turns to you and he actually looks a little serious. And he says, "Oh yeah, I know. I know the smell. I was there. I was there 10 years ago when they took Sticker Brush and Rebels. They done terrible things.
Holy shit, that got dark.
The crack of the fire still haunts me.
It never stops
I
haunting you.
can't sleep right. One of my eyes kind of starts to lilt off to the side.
Your tongue pushes it back.
Penny, why don't you take this room key, and when you're feeling better, you can come down and have breakfast, right? She's paid for. Take your time.
It'll give you time to turn that fire off. Who knows what'll happen if I come back downstairs and I see it on. And I'm just gonna turn around and go upstairs.
Well, this might cheer you up. He hands you a kid's menu and like some colorful writing and some little A's.
What is
It
this
comes
shit?
with crayons. I love it.
All right.
I'll get the chicken nuggets.
Peggy's safe. Penny is safe in her room. Honey Nut Bar is over there eating to her heart's content. Bitsy, please go ahead. I'll wait for Pugsley.
Pugsley.
At this point, Pugsley enters.
Thank you.
I'm just shoveling.
Thank you, Hank.
I'm like,
You're at the buffet.
yes, but I don't have a plate. I'm just going to each station and shoveling.
You were smart to buy all of that rye. I hear they hide illusions in the water.
What?
They hide illusions in the water.
Who is they?
We'll talk about them later.
I'll walk up. Oh, you're getting us rooms?
Oh, hey, yes.
It's me, Field Sergeant
Pugsley! Oh, Pugsley!
Pugsley.
Pugsley, yes, I missed you. You're Pugsley. You've always been Pugsley. Here's the key to our room.
A pug named Pugsley? That's like the most cliche name for a pug ever.
I know, I'm panicked, all right? But if you're hungry, I bought you breakfast, so it's all you can eat and get in line, and we've got a room.
I'm actually hiding on the stairs and I say, yeah, outside of the name Luna. And then I'm going to turn around and I'm going to continue to walk up the stairs.
Well, that's Penny is going up to her room right now.
Oh.
And Honey Nut Bar, Honey Nut for short, is over there chowing down like she always does. And of course, we've got Bitsy.
Honey Nut.
Someone just said it, shouted it out, and it sounded like it stuck. I was in a tight spot. I haven't slept.
Was it not? I mean, as I was coming in, I might have heard Maple Nut Bar.
Maple Nut Bar. That's exactly right. It's Maple Nut Bar. Oh my goodness!
I need you to make a deception check.
I'm basically delirious from not sleeping. Maple Nut
Field
Bar.
Sergeant Brumley.
Let me write those down.
11.
I rolled a natural 2. He said, you see the badger look at you, and his ears perk up as you say Brumley, but then as soon as Booker kind of jumps in the way, he seems to get distracted by another guest, and then hands them something that they need, and then turns back, and he says, well, fellas, my name is Bo, if you need anything, and I don't sleep much, so all hours of the night, I'll have the rye sent up to your room right away.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bo, and I promise we won't cause any problems. You won't even know we're here.
What was he?
He's a badger.
A badger.
He's a badger. An American badger.
Thank you for that clarification.
Come on,
that's hilarious.
Raccoonsley.
No. It's Hank. You know that.
I'm gonna call you Raccoonsley.
If that's what you want, Pugsley. Whatever makes you happy makes me happy, friend. All right.
Where's Frogsley?
And
My name's Bitsy.
and he says, and he looks over and he says, in the bar area, I apologize about the gentleman in the corner. He's had a rough life, and I don't have the heart to kick him out. He means well, but it's a little pathetic.
Well, we've all gone through rough times. It's all right.
Yeah, we have. Enjoy your stay at the Honeycomb Inn, friends. Let me know if you need something. And he goes back to his business.
All right. Well, I guess Penny's going to be resting. Looks like Hazel's going to be out for at least, the next 8 hours. I don't
We
know.
stop serving breakfast at 10.
Uh-oh.
What time is it now?
It's probably about
9:50.
like probably 8 o'clock. 8:30.
Quite frankly, I was going to go see our rooms and then maybe hit the bar. I could use a little drink after what we witnessed last night.
I suppose I could take my armor off and store it in a room. And, I haven't taken this off in like 3 weeks.
Yes, well, we could all use a little bit of relaxation.
Stinky.
Yeah, maybe a nice bath.
I could drop off my bags full of sap.
Yes, you could, Bitsy.
Did you say sap?
Like tree sap, yeah.
You bags full of sap?
I have one bag, yeah. That's what I put on that Bernie guy.
Oh.
That was.
Well, yeah, let's do that, and then
We'll drop off our things. We can split up amongst the rooms as we see fit. I'm a gentleman. I figured ladies and men separate rooms, but they should be close, so we'll be all right.
All right, let's go.
You do that. And you find wonderful rooms. You're able to join back as Bo, the proprietor of this place, looks at Hazel and he says, I gotta go warn the kitchen. He turns, he shuffles back.
Mr. Bow,
Yes, down.
could you ask them while you're back there if there's any more of the sweet potato porridge?
Sweet potato. Oh, we out already? We just. Oh, yeah, I'll go
Well,
ask.
it's just that it's an all-you-can-eat, and I can eat more of it.
He looks at you. And his eye, you see
My cheeks are out to here, just
you
shoved
see
with food.
the flashbacks of war horrors in his eyes.
And this was the last day they ever had an all-you-can-eat buffet.
And he
It's
just
really delicious, all of it.
and he nods and he says, "Well, yeah, I'll let him know. I'll let him know." And he shuffles back into the kitchen.
Thank you.
Bow money, bow problems is what I always say.
I wish I understood half the things you said, Bitsy.
Wait, why is she still Bitsy?
Well, to be fair, I really didn't have a chance to jump in before she just introduced herself and then got all of our names wrong. So I just kind of rolled with it. But you weren't here, so I had to come up with one for you. And that's where we are now.
Well, I guess I'm Pugsley then.
Just for now.
Well, I could be Pugsley Brunley.
Absolutely. It's your name.
Maybe it's my last name. I mean, they don't know that.
Well, Penny offered up Adams, but you could be Pugsley Brumley Adams. That's fine by me.
Do you like a hyphenated?
Adams Brumley?
Hey, whatever you want. It's your persona. There are no rules here. Plus, well, no, hold on, not like that. I mean,
Oh no.
there are no rules when you're a vagabond. We're free to do what we want, provided we don't get, incarcerated by the Marquisate or, snatched up by the Erie.
So just don't get caught, is what you're saying.
Yeah, more or less.
All right.
Are we all just on the table?
Yeah.
So I had an idea. Are you done?
Oh, I was in the room. I was
Yeah, we were
told to
gonna
go to
drop
the
our
room,
stuff
but
off and
I'll come back down.
Yeah, we can all.
I'll make sure they turn the fire off. And before she comes down, I try to find like a plastic clicker thing. Turn the electric fireplace off.
You gotta turn this knob out.
You find a clicker, you find something, it's a clicker, and you hit it. The fire doesn't change, but you get a horrible ringing in your ears.
Touchdown, 49ers!
And it's just a dog clicker.
Something shocks
You're
you.
changing the channel at the bar and people are getting really pissed.
As Bo
watching
steps
that.
up and he's like, do you need some help with that? Do you want us to, is it too warm in here?
Yeah, I mean, do you mind just making sure that the fire is out so that our friend can come join us? If you don't mind.
Make a persuasion check. An advantage because he has experience.
Ooh, 23.
Oh wow! Yeah. He says, "All right, it's been a dark couple of months. I would stay inside. There's gonna be some public executions later. I don't know if y'all folks are familiar with that.
Oh, good heavens! No.
Yeah, no, the
Why?
Viceroy's been cracking down on the rebels, and I mean, they deserve it. I ain't saying they don't, but
Oh, so are they members of the Woodland Alliance? Well, presumed. Oh, how do you feel about that?
Feel about what? I
You
don't
know,
care for anyone
the
being
Woodland
hanged
Alliance.
in the streets.
No, I just mean like the Woodland Alliance. Like, as a person of the forest, you're not a cat or a dog or anything. I'm just curious how you feel about their message.
I know it's pretty intimidating because he looks like one of the Marquisette, and because
I've seen what they do. It's not good to talk about it out loud.
Yeah,
Just
this is
just
hardly breakfast conversation.
call them rebels. They fugitives of the law, criminals. Viceroy has orders, and I guess folk here got to do what they got to do. Once peace returns, then perhaps it'll all stop and we can go back to our charming, comfortable ways. But they just brought a whole chain of folk. They say it's going to be tomorrow. So,
Oh, we passed them. But they're going to kill all of them.
that's what usually happens. I'm just guessing.
Jeez.
With the big ram fella.
Oh, Clunk? Yeah.
Clunk? His
Yeah,
name's
you-
Clunk?
You stay away from him.
Oh, is he? I mean, he looked very strong.
He is the Viceroy's right-hand friend.
I thought it was just his underbite that made him look a little frowny.
And the muscle.
Yeah, Hazel, he was like 7.5 feet tall and probably weighs like 650 pounds.
Have you ever seen a kangaroo?
What?
A kangaroo. I don't think they're from the Dimwood. But they're yoked. They hop on their back
Is it
legs.
runny?
What?
Runny yolks?
Yeah, I thought it was called chunked up.
Well, they do run. So here's the thing. They have these tiny little arms, but their chests are massive. And what they'll do is they'll put their arms around your neck, especially to dogs, Pugsley, so you don't want to get anywhere close to them. They'll put their arms around your neck, and then they jump up, and they've got these back talons on the back of their legs, and they'll literally rend you down the middle and let your guts spill out all over the ground.
So it's like a bird with arms that can run?
And huge ears like a bunny.
Oh,
This
God.
is in the Dimwood and we don't have to worry about it, right?
I've never heard of a kangaroo being in the Dimwood before, but they might, and they're highly intelligent and really territorial.
Oh. Bo leans forward and his eyes are wide. I ain't never heard of nothing called a kangaroo, but there are dark things. I don't know if you've been to the forest edge in the woods, especially at night. There's something on the edge of the clearing. Ground, they say that there's a bear.
Pretty sure a kangaroo could take a bear in a fist
The
fight.
Viceroy has sent soldiers out every time they never come back.
Oh, lovely.
There's supposed to be hunts every week. No one's been skilled enough to survive, I guess. There's a huge reward, but I don't know what fool would ever take that up. No amount of gold is worth that.
That's what I'm saying.
But how much gold really, though, are they talking about here?
You ain't seriously considered.
For me personally, no.
Oh, well, in that case, it's 5,000 gold.
Oh,
Whoa!
holy smokes! I mean,
Paid for personally by the Viceroy herself.
I don't know.
Buntilda,
Buntilda,
is she a rabbit?
how do you know? She is
It was-
pretty famous. Her face is all over the
It
place.
was a wild guess on my part. Are you okay?
You didn't just make a joke?
No.
Rabbit? Wild?
Yeah?
He looks at you and says, "You folks really aren't from around here. The Viceroy is one of the richest folk in all the Dimwood. The honey that we make here is shipped over the entire Dimwood, and it's used to sweeten the tea of all the fancy noble types of New Felicity. Y'all may even ship it back to the Mondecat, back to Old Felicia. That's how good the honey is, and she taxes the heck out of it, and with all the tariffs, and she makes a pretty penny.
And you have samples of the honey?
Oh, the good stuff with the Queen's apiary? Oh no, that ain't for us common folk. We got good Clickclock honey, and which you've all it's some on your side of your face. That's just the normal stuff. Yeah.
Have you ever heard of the dimworm?
Dimworm?
Yeah, it's a giant worm. It's about 3 feet long and 1.5 foot around. And it has a face, like a human face, right on the front.
What the hell's a human?
What?
What's a human?
It's a gigantic wild creature.
Jesus. You're
Talked about in lore.
all sorts
Mythology, folklore, you know?
I've never heard that referred to as a dimworm, but the Willy-to-go.
Did you know that the Willy-to-go is an offset of the dimworm? They were originally one and the same until the cataclysm happened.
What's the cataclysm?
It's
We
just
don't
like
talk
in my
about it.
dreams.
What do you mean in your dreams? I feel like I'm crazy. I'm going crazy here.
I was
The Willy-to
stationed
came to me.
in Reconnoiter Ridge when I was a young badger, but I could have sworn that I had one night when we were out camping, I saw that bulbous shape.
You know how you can tell the difference between a dimworm and a Willy-to-go?
How?
One of them has a gold ring right around the midsection, and every time they scoot along that 3 foot long body, that ring just wrinkles up in its folds. And
Well, if there's
scoots
that
along
much gold,
with it.
then you should tell the Viceroy about it.
But it's the Willy-to-go that uses them, and you don't want to get close.
Well, I ain't never going near after what I saw that night at Reconnoiter Ridge.
Which was?
I saw people go off to take a leak in the woods, and they came back different. Chained after witnessing such a thing. The babbling, I can still hear it.
It sounds like a Willy-to-go.
I'm changed just from listening to this story. I'm just trying to enjoy some porridge, and you guys are talking about some horrific stuff.
I'm sorry, I can get dark in my thoughts sometimes.
You know what? I'm going to the bar. Goodbye.
That's why I have such a soft spot for old
Penny.
Nestor in the corner there.
Oh, I thought you were talking about me.
You know what? Yeah,
and for you, but that was obvious.
I'm going.
Yeah,
You
pathetic.
enjoy the conversation. This is lovely.
Where are you gonna go?
The bar.
Oh no.
Don't we have drink service at our table? Do we have drink service at our table?
I can bring it to you if you care to.
Yeah, but it comes with tales of the horrific creatures. I don't want to hear about
The problem
this.
with that is that you'll be bringing it.
Could you bring us drinks in and go help out Fester over there? What was his name?
Isn't that the name of your
Um,
uncle?
All Nestor?
Nestor.
Just old Nestor. Like, he's old.
I just call everybody old. I mean,
All right,
he's not
well,
that.
his
He's
name is
middle
Nestor. All right.
aged.
Well, I just want to be respectful.
I mean, it's kind of hard to tell. He looks like a middle-aged duck who just had a hard,
He's a
miserable
duck.
life. And you look over as you see that there is a large empty bottle. It's probably about like 9 o'clock now, and there's a large empty bottle of whiskey, and there is a very rough, haggard and clearly drunk mallard duck that's sitting at the corner table, and he just looking absolutely miserable.
Now that's a
Tell them
guy.
that I love it.
Now that's a guy who knows how to party.
Shall we say hi? He looks lonely.
He reminds me of a duck I knew in my youth.
Is Bo gone?
But Bo, yeah, go take your drink orders and fuck off.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Did any of you in your youth have summer jobs?
I don't mean to interrupt, but I think Bo has a crush on you.
Why do you think that?
He called her a pretty penny.
Oh,
That is pretty cute, but I'm
didn't even hear
currently
it.
living in the horrors of last night. I don't have time to think about a summer romance.
maybe Bo could be your beau and just romp you right out of that.
He owns an inn. You should lock that down right away.
Nothing cheers me up like... Well, I was going to say pudding, but I guess like kisses in this case would be nice too. For company.
I mean, owning property in the midst of the Marquisat's pretty impressive at this point.
I can't think about getting naked and rolling around with a badger when I can still smell the scent of burning flesh.
Oh, well, you should... Can we light a candle or something? I'm sorry, no, light a candle.
I've been told that lovemaking makes a certain odor. Maybe it would.
It smells like my alchemy lab
you.
back home.
Maybe that would cover the scent of all the crispy corpses.
So did any of you have a summer job when you were growing up?
Just one normal breakfast. That's all I want.
I used to work at a place called Quack Donald's. Our clientele was mostly ducks. I manned the register, which was this place where you'd put the gold when people ordered their food.
A till. It's called a till.
We called it a register because that's where we registered the gold.
All right, touche. That.
I worked behind it when I was nigh but a penny in my youth. And there was this duck that came in. Flonald was his name. Flonald used to wear a shirt that was a little bit too small for him. In a lime green color.
In there.
And a pair of shorts that were a little too short and a little too tight for him in a bright neon orange color. So his belly button, I don't know if you know this, but ducks have belly buttons beneath all that fur.
I wouldn't have thought that.
And his
Ducks
belly...
have fur?
I was gonna say feathers, but I feel like I'm just interrupting at this point.
I'm learning
Feathers,
so much.
whatever. This is a terrible story, and if I had to live through it, you're gonna hear about it now. And he would walk up every single day, and his belly button would be exposed. And Flonald would stand in front of me, and he'd look up at it. We had this really nice menu that was carved. It was done by this woodwork. Anyway, it's carved onto the wall. And he would look up at it, and he would stick his finger in and out of his belly button with a loud, squishy pop.
I'm gonna be sick.
Over and over and over again as he went,
I want the big and nasty.
and I would say, Flonald, do you mean the big and tasty, sir? And he'd go,
Oh, no, the big and nasty.
and so I would order him the big and tasty. That was number 5 on the menu. And he'd pick up his meal and he'd leave, and then I'd see him again the next day. That's how I paid for college.
With big and nasties.
No, by working at Quack Donald's.
McQuackdonald.
Yeah, McQuack Donald's. Well, they eventually changed the name later. Yeah, it became a chain. I think it's all over the place.
Never had that.
You should try it. You'd love it.
I'm sure I
Oh, the
would.
French flies are delicious, but I mean, I'm a frog, so.
Oh,
That store was so pretty.
What?
It was beautiful. I love that.
it sounds like that guy was just lonely too.
You know, I'm not quite sure.
I'm gonna go talk to Nestor.
All right.
I'm gonna. Where's Nestor? He's just at a table.
Nestor's at the corner table.
I'm gonna walk up to Nestor's table and.
Hi, Nestor. I just recently learned that ducks have belly buttons. And so I thought that maybe I'd strike up conversation with you about your belly button.
Why is everyone asking me about my belly button? See if you can do the pop.
Is that what he really says? I bet you were fucking with me.
No. He looks up at you and it was a drunken look.
How do you know my name?
Oh, Bo told me.
Oh, good old Bo.
Yeah, he's a real guy, you know, and the buffet is delicious.
Yeah, I always called it the buffet, and all the patrons would throw pennies at me.
That's really good. If I had a penny to spare, I'd give it to you too. That's quite a joke.
I said that he should rename it. He'd make so much more money, and he refused. I'm useless. I'm a failure.
But you could start your own buffet.
Oh, that was my dream. Well, not buffet, because my name's Nestor. It was my dream to become a chef. To be the personal chef of the Viceroy. And I used to be Bo's cook until I fell to drink.
Just break the glass and murder him.
I swear. We can't have one nice family meal. It's never gonna happen. I don't ask for much from you people.
Well, Nesta, it's never too late to change your life. And if you ever want to practice cooking, I'd be so happy to help you out and taste test for you.
He blinks at you and he says, "No, it's not just that. I've already fallen from grace, my reputation. I was a master chef. I was better than iron. I was platinum chef. I was lined up to be the Viceroy's personal chef, and I lost it all due to something so silly and ridiculous."
What happened?
This should be good.
Well,
I'm scared.
I was known in this crossing years ago
It's horrible.
as my duck sauce was legendary.
What's that mean?
Oh, the sauce coin created by me, a duck, and I named it duck sauce.
I've never had
It's
that.
not at all what you think it is, but
What's
it's
the
very
taste
delicious.
What would you put it on?
Everything. That's why the Viceroy loved it so much.
Oh,
But
it's delicious.
she would only take the best, most credentialed personal chefs. And she would only take someone who would earn a certificate from Gordon Raham's school. And I went through the whole thing. It was grueling. He beat me down emotionally and physically occasionally. And I got my degree.
You did?
And I just had to use the little duck's room. And when I came back, it was gone, and I had nothing to show for my years of hard work.
Did you say?
How far away are the rest of us?
You can hear all of this.
I'm like trying not to turn around. Like, look.
Ramses?
Oh yes, with 3 A's, the most prestigious culinary
Fine School of
institution
Culinary
in the whole
Cooking.
Dimwood. Oh,
Ah, I've heard that's very prestigious.
it's nothing else for the Viceroy. Oh, and I would have been able to create the most delectable sweets from her secret honey vault with the Queen's honey. That's my dream, you know. That was the secret ingredient, the duck sauce, a little honey. No one would have guessed because it was a little spicy.
Oh, that's
And then
So
ever
what
since I
happened?
lost it, my life was over.
that's really
Something that's a mistake. How can anyone lose something so important to themselves? I'm such an idiot. He's like, "Oh, Bo, can I have another? I have another book, please. Just the cheap stuff."
You'll always have your secret recipe for duck sauce, which was honey and something I'm sure that
Oh,
was very tasty.
You know the worst part?
What's the
After
worst
my
part?
terrible spiral started the moment I misplaced that diploma.
Maybe they could
I
just
forgot the recipe to my own duck sauce.
Well,
I could have been something.
that's terrible, Nesta. It's really, really sad, and
Don't be like me. I'm a cautionary tale.
that's. I'll take that into consideration. And thanks for telling me all of that.
Oh no, I tell everyone who comes upon it. Everyone in town knows my story.
Oh, well, good.
I'm a laughing stock.
I've just got a little tickle in my throat. I'm gonna go back to my table.
How typical duck is a stock?
What? What?
Duck stock.
What?
Soup. Can I have more? You gonna buy me a drink?
I think he already got most of what I
He's
did.
just saying random shit.
could have been.
I've
When I
gotta go.
lost.
I'll see you soon, Nesta.
The secret was honey. The secret was honey. I can't remember anything else. Goodbye. Goodbye, Hazel.
And Bo looks. He's like, "Was that her name?"
I've got something really, really important to tell you.
Oh, we heard the whole thing from over here. It was quite embarrassing.
You ruined that guy's life.
No, what?
You stole his diploma.
You fucked his life up flatter than
He
having
probably used literally all the money that he had, everything he owned to go to Gordon Ramsay's culinary school, and you
Oh, it
stole
was
his
my life saving.
you stole his life away.
I worked in
That's not what I was going to
McDonald's.
say at all.
What were you gonna say?
I was going to say that the Viceroy needs a personal chef with a certificate from Gordon Ramsay's school, and I have one.
Did you find out if you can do the belly button pop?
Oh,
And he really just skimmed right over that. I guess it was a little inappropriate to
Hey.
ask right off.
Hazel, I was gonna scold you just like everybody else, but that's actually brilliant.
I could get a taste of the Queen's bee honey.
I mean, listen.
Do you know what that's worth? Not
Well-
to mention all the gold they probably pay you. I'm going in a sugar shop just thinking about it.
I was gonna tell you that we had to fix this guy's life, but as soon as he said that he forgot the recipe, it's like, what's even the point? Why would we pass up an opportunity to get close to the Viceroy?
He seems clumsy. He misplaced his certificate, and you know how hard those are to get.
If you're gonna do this, you're gonna need some actual cooking tools, though, because the things that you gave me are not that.
No, I know that now. Cobbler tools do not make cobbler.
That is true, so you're gonna need some chef's tools, so we're gonna have to find some place in town that sells a really nice set of chef's tools, because if we're gonna pass this, we're gonna pass Hazel off as like a top-tier chef. We gotta make it look
My dream's
realistic.
gonna come true.
Does anyone think
We're gonna need a hat. We're gonna need an apron. We're gonna need the tools. We're gonna have to pool all of our money together to get this done.
is it morally grey or questionable to anyone else that not only did Hazel steal that poor duck's diploma, but she's
I
going
didn't
to
steal from him.
his
He
life
said it
stream?
himself that he's a drunk and he misplaced it.
Well, actually, he misplaced it and then became a drunk. But
And to be fair, he was only saying he misplaced it because he set it down, went to the little duck's room, came back, and it was gone.
That's
Yes.
terrible.
did you ever maybe take a look at if there was a name on the diploma that you stole?
No, I scribbled it out pretty quick.
Oh,
We could probably still check right now. I bet we could tell. I bet if we looked at the back to see.
I'll hold it up to the light, and you see something of like Esther, Modester, but it's
Make a perception check.
Okay.
And while you do that, thank you so much, Rollstream for the follow. Newt for the follow. Miss Redtail for gifting the sub to Dragon at Rest. Welcome,
Thank
Dragon
you.
at Rest.
Welcome to the family.
Welcome. Thank you, Chaotic Tiefling ATL for the raid.
Well,
Thank you so
thank you
much.
very
Sorry, I
much.
missed that. You guys can interrupt me, by the way.
I got a 24.
We were a little busy not being able to breathe.
Just making up bullshit.
Yeah.
You hold it to. There actually is there's a few hanging lamps. It's very well lit. Beautiful room, and there's all sorts of light flooding in. And you hold it up to the light, and very clearly is the name Nestor Zappa.
Huh. I guess it, I mean, inconclusive, really. It does say Nestor Zappa, which he did not say is his name. And, you know, how many different ways could you spell that? This could be Nesta, for all we know. Or
I mean, that's how I
Nesta.
would. That's how I would spell Nestor. I mean, if I were named Nestor, that's how I would spell it.
Yeah, but
Hey, mate, what's your last name?
Oh, it's Zappa, but my whole family disowned me. So I besmirched my
it's
family
neither here
name.
nor there. It's not even his name anymore.
look, I don't know what's gonna happen here with all this, but we are not blowing this opportunity just for you to try some royal honey, all right? we're saving this. We're keeping this in our back pocket because there might be a big payday involved at some point. All right?
Why not both?
Well, we don't really know anything about this place yet. We just shown up. We know there's going to be public executions tomorrow. We got to be careful. Plus, if you take on this
I'm sure
role,
that's going to be hungry work. They probably need somebody to cater the executions. You think about how many last meals just walked by us in the street.
and if you screw that up, what do you think's going to happen? You're going to get tossed in with them. And you're going to be on that chain gang, and they're going to publicly execute
All you
you.
gotta do is just scribble out whatever this says a little bit harder, and it clearly says hazelnut.
Well, I mean, then that means that that we're agreeing that we're going to steal that guy's diploma and dream and life. Really, his life's over.
It already says hazelnut. Really, if we did that, it'd be stealing from me, and I don't think that's fair because I'm not a drunk.
You're spending way too much time with me. Sounds like something I would say.
It just seems fair. I did go through the course, and I thought I did really okay, considering that I was making pies with shoes.
Shoot tools.
Shoe tools.
Right.
A lot of them ended up looking like shoes, but they were fun. It was like a whimsical kind of hand pie, or foot pie, really.
Oh.
You know, Booker, sometimes I miss the days where we're pretending to be the Soggy Bottom Boys, playing jaunty tunes and casually murdering morally grey elites. You know, simpler times.
You can never go home, Grumley. You can never go home.
Well,
So are we gonna allow Hazel to do this thing? Because we have a lot to prepare. We've got to get her a chef's hat. She needs an apron. She's gonna need actual tools.
Who the fuck is Hazel? I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
Well, you know.
No, it shouldn't bother me because she
While-
never knows where anything's going on.
Well, Bitsy's in the bathroom. Do you want to steal something from her?
No, why would I do that?
She went to the
Bitsy's,
bathroom.
like, I know she really doesn't know my name or where she is, but I think she's, getting towards friend territory.
My purse is right there.
Oh,
Do I smell anything tasty in her
You
purse?
probably smell sweet inside.
That's not what I asked.
You asked if you smelled anything tasty.
Whatever Derek says.
I'm scared to look.
You gotta ask. I'm just saying.
I do smell, but then my stomach is like bloated out to here. My cheeks are still kind of working off some of the all-you-can-eat buffet.
no, I wouldn't steal from Bitsy. She's a friend.
All right, if you're sure.
Is there any chance that maybe, if you can get close to the Viceroy, you can convince them not to off all those poor credits?
Yeah, maybe. That's a good idea.
Look, I know that we all have differing opinions of this Woodland Alliance, and some of us might not be so keen on them, but, it just seems a little barbaric to be hanging people in the streets.
And I'm gonna need a
I would
crew.
say it's a little barbaric too to light an entire town on fire, which is what Bo said the Woodland Alliance has been doing.
I mean, here's the thing. I don't necessarily agree with their principles. I believe that the Marquis art has brought industry and civilization to the Dimwood. But that doesn't mean, that Fox girl seemed okay, and, she meant well, I think. I mean, maybe not, but it seemed like she did. I feel sad, and maybe she was wrongly accused. I guess she wasn't wrongly accused because you have the acorn thing. Anyway, my idea was maybe we could show Bo the acorn.
I don't think that would be a good idea unless you want to be hung in the street tomorrow.
Let him finish. What were you going to say? What are you hoping he's going to do?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe he would turn us in and we would be hanged in the street.
That was the whole thought. Okay, thank you. No, Peggy was right.
I didn't have anything else.
Fantastic. Thank you. That's the last time I stick up for you, Grumpy.
Well, no, I don't know. Maybe he would be like,
Why? Why would you do that?
You're one of us. Let me show you there's a secret underground tunnel that goes straight to the prisoners. Take it. And then jump out, kill the ram, and free everyone. and you'll be the heroes of the crossing. The heroes of the...
Have you been reading comic books again before bed?
That's a pretty unlikely series of events.
Sounds like, what do you think this is? Some sort of a theatrical production? Jeez.
Well, I mean, I don't know. We've done some pretty cool stuff before. I mean, it's not that unreasonable. I mean, he's a badger. Badger's a good, hardy, animal of the forest. That seems like a Woodland alliance-y type of animal.
That's a little racist.
Okay,
You can't just judge a badger by its cover.
I hate to say this in front of everyone, Pugsley, but you are not Pugman, the masked vigilante of Gruffum City, all right? You gotta stop reading those things before you go to sleep. You're getting wild
It
ideas.
does kind of look like it now. Well, just say, I'm Pugman.
Justice! I am vengeance. I am the knight. I am Pugman.
That's pretty good.
Oh, that's pretty good.
All right, I will give you that. That's pretty good, but you're still not him, Pugsley.
No, it's Brumley.
What?
Oh, boy.
We've got a lot of names going on here.
Anyway, so we're gonna do this. I mean, I really think we should kill that bear instead.
Why we kill a bear?
Like, 5,000 gold pieces is a
lot of
lot of
gold
money, but it's also
And if we're gonna pay
bear.
for you to get a job,
I don't think you get paid. I think
we
never
have to
had a job.
We have to buy you
Did you
your
get paid
hat.
for your job at McDonald's?
Yeah, of course I did.
So don't they pay me then?
Yeah, but we gotta pay for your hat, we gotta pay for your apron, we gotta pay for your actual cooking, your chef's tools.
That's true.
I burned through a lot of my gold in the rooms and all this food.
You gotta break a few eggs and make an omelet.
Yeah.
I should avoid food metaphors.
So I think that's a good point. We should probably go kill that bear, get the 5,000 gold pieces, and then we'll definitely have the money to get Hazel up into Bunicula's castle or whatever.
It's a bear, though. I mean, good lord.
How are we gonna kill? I mean, we're like a fraction of the weight of a bear.
I mean, he's 4 of us. And Bitsy.
Bears cannot spin their heads around 180 degrees.
I don't know how far that is.
I don't know, I made it up. I'm not really good at math.
That's not very far at all.
I mean, is that a weakness we could use?
Yeah, because if
stay behind him at all
if we all
times.
jump on the bear's backs, we're so small, the bear's not going to be able to turn its head all the way around like Beetlejuice.
I heard they can just go like that. They're pretty easy. They're more flexible than my
They
seem.
don't have thumbs.
I don't think
And
they need
I
them.
reach up and I also don't have thumbs.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. I'm thinking maybe instead of the reward, we could be like, could you please release the prisoners?
Ugh.
But I mean, I guess we could just
stickier than you
send
know.
Hazel in. Although I don't know what's more valuable to the
I touch you
crossing.
and I'm
to
also
the-
sticky
to the
with honey.
Is it killing a bear or, catering a mass execution?
I have to be honest, our sugar was a bit high when Bo was telling us about the bear. Why do they want to kill it?
Because it's scary. It's going to maybe kill people.
But has it already? Except for the ones that were hunting it?
A lot of people haven't come back, or they've come
From
back
hunting
pretty
it?
messed up.
From hunting it?
Allegedly. Hey, look, you don't have to convince me. I don't want to go tussle with a bear. Have you seen me? I'm a raccoon.
So
I
you
have
don't
seen
want
you.
5,000 gold pieces.
I'd love 5,000 gold pieces, but they're not good to me if I'm dead.
Why don't we just go see the bear and say, hey, these people are trying to kill you, and why don't we just help you pretend to be dead and then get the gold that way? And then the bear doesn't have to die. He'll probably reward us with a stash of honey, and then we can come back and have $5,000, a bear friend, and some honey.
What are dollars?
I don't know. I'll say dollars.
I'm back from the bathroom. I bought a bowl of sugar.
From the bathroom?
No, I got it from the buffet.
There was sugar?
You actually ate the first bowl.
Oh, I didn't even taste it.
That's why I got a second bowl.
Bitsy, I knew we were going to be friends.
We are good friends.
Good friends. I'm
So we-
Hazel, by the way.
Oh, you're Hazel?
Shh, keep it on the down low.
I thought your name was Honey.
No, it's Maple.
For now.
You can call me Sugar if you want.
I'll call you.
Nasal.
I'm just scooping.
I like it when sugar comes in cubes. You don't often get that. I don't really know how they get it in cubes.
So what are we gonna do then? What's our plan?
Well, if we need money to pay for Hazel's 4,000 gold textbooks,
I don't think it costs that much, but I can't just go as one singular chef. I've got to have a whole chef crew, which means you all need little chef hats too, and probably aprons.
And so someone's gonna need to be the sous chef, someone's gonna need to be the dessert chef, someone's gonna need to be the bus boy or the server or whatever, and we'll be an entire crew, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It would be great.
It'll be...
Oh, and we need to come up with a name for whatever restaurant you ran, wherever it is that you came from, so we can give it fake reviews.
Oh gosh, I gotta think on it.
On Yap.
Yeah.
Let's call it the restaurant. Everyone
You can
knows
eat
it.
here.
It's an eatable location.
It's awfully vague, don't you think?
oh, that
Just
makes
me.
it sort of believable.
Sort of
Everyone will
believable.
say, let's go to the restaurant. And they'll know exactly to come to us.
I'll think on it.
There's something wrong with your logic.
There's
I can't
also,
point out what.
actually, their logic's pretty sound, because if you just called the place to dinner, then when everyone's like, hey, let's go to dinner, they all want to go to your restaurant.
Yeah, but what if we want to serve breakfasts and lunches?
What, like people don't eat breakfast for dinner?
And teas in the afternoon and morning.
Well, you're starting to get a little out of sorts.
We
here.
can call it to dinner. And did someone say breakfast?
That makes it less vague, but I guess it's more of a catch-all.
And what about lunch?
But what about lunch after that?
To dinner. Did somebody say breakfast? What about lunch and tea?
That's name's getting very long. I think there's something about putting long names on permits that we're probably not going to allow that.
Oh shit, that shit's copyright. You can't start that shit. This is ours. This is the best idea I've ever heard.
Please write it down, somebody.
I'm writing it right here.
Do dinner, and did somebody say breakfast? What about lunch and tea?
I kind of like to name it after my dad.
What's your dad's name?
Well, his name is Wally. He goes by.
Oh, Wally's. So, like, what about just Wally's restaurant?
I was thinking like Walmart, because then it covers all the different things, and we could have like breads and pastries, and also
Is Mart short for like markets?
yeah, it's like a mart where you can go and like, but there's like a sit-in place, and like, heck, maybe if we didn't get really big, like some of the things that you make, that maybe less explodey ones, that we could sell that there too. Maybe it could just be a store where you can find everything, and if we do really well, we can just lower all the prices and run out all the local businesses.
You know what would be really cool too?
Be no competition.
Oh, and this is how you can make up to Nesta. I don't know what voice I'm using right now, but here we go. This is how you can make up to Nesta. You can ask him if he wants to stand at the door and greet people when they come in. The fact that he's a slobbering drunk that smells horrible isn't going to deter anyone, because if you're shopping at Walmart, you're used to it by now.
That's exactly right. I think that's a great idea.
So then, this is great, Pugsley. This means that Hazel isn't going to ruin Nesta's life. She's going to give him a whole new lease on life and money to buy more booze.
I've completely lost control. I don't know what's happening anymore. I don't know what we're doing. I'm worried. For the first time, I'm worried. This group we're eating each other alive.
Oh,
The bathroom's over there.
You just died.
He said he was about to lose everything.
Do you think maybe you just want to take a little nap?
Yes, I would like that a lot.
Alright, let's do that. Let's maybe just have like a little rest. We'll digest a little, and then maybe we should explore town a bit and see what we can find out about those prisoners.
All right. Look, I don't know about this whole bear thing. Still on the fence about that. because I really like my insides to stay my insides. And I know I said that I didn't really want to get involved in the whole politics of the situation, but I also don't want to see a whole bunch of dead bodies swinging from the rafters or wherever they're going to put them.
What's worse, a bunch of small dead bodies or one like really big dead body? Or your dead body?
Oh, how about none of those? How about nobody dies and we save the day and we have 5,000 gold?
I love that.
If that's an
Let's just
option,
have
I'm
all
taking that option.
things.
Yes, Grumley, that's the one that sounds nice.
I think we can kill a bear. I mean, we're really good at killing stuff. Remember that owl you stabbed right in the back? Oh man, you just took his life like that. It's barely an inconvenience.
Super easy.
I try not to think about that, Grumley.
You really shouldn't hold it in.
I mean, when I hear the word murder, I think, oh, that's me old pal Booker.
That's terrible, Grumley. Why would you say something like that?
You were so good at it.
Desperate times call for desperate measures.
You think back to you think to when people are telling stories or in plays about how when someone on a play gets stabbed in the back, they let out a "ah!" like they're yelling, but you know what it sounds like to stab someone in the back, where the air goes out of their lungs, and you see blood on feathers of a barn owl just immediately.
Thank you, Saruman.
It's bird fur.
Waiting out
Bird fur.
of a horrible burlap sack.
That was a long time ago. I mean, it's fine. I mean, you saved Hazel, I think, maybe.
Did you really
It's a little
stab?
unclear.
Did you really stab an owl in the back?
It was a long time ago, like Rumley said. I'm not really going to talk about it. I'm going to bed, and I'm going to get up, and I'm going to head to my room.
Oh, shoot.
It's about 10 a.m.
Yeah,
now.
they can.
If
He didn't see you coming. He really kind of deserved it.
I was gonna ask, when you stabbed him in the back, does his head turn around in shock? Just as he died, and the light went out of his eyes.
Get out of my head! Get out of my head! Get out of my head! Get out of my head!
Why, Booker?
It's my favorite.
And you walk past the staff of the Honeycomb, and as they're clearing up breakfast, as you see one of the patrons who wakes up looking groggy. Looks to you like maybe a well-to-do merchant visiting from New Felicia. It's a cat. He's like he's like rushing, he's huffing, and he sees that they've cleared away the buffet in the morning. He's like, oh fuck! I hate when this happens every time.
It's okay, mate. They were mostly out of everything. I asked them to refill, but you know, these little places just can't accommodate sometimes.
I want to go to old Mabs. That's better anyway. And he stomps off, very frustrated. And you're able to go to the room. And you find it very nice. You see that there's a bottle of rye from Rye Barrel Fault.
I crack that bad boy open. I pour myself like 4 fingers of rye, and I'll drop my things and I'll lay in one of the beds and I'll try to get a short rest.
Yeah, you're able to enjoy a short rest easily.
I guess we all go back to our rooms.
It's 10 a.m.
We're gonna wake all night.
Yeah, we need a little nappy nap.
Yeah.
Before I go back to the room, I want to go out into the. I will leave the inn, and I want to look for a flyer that has like the bear information with the reward. And while I'm out there, I just kind of like want to sniff the air to see if I get a scent of the fox girl, because I presume. I mean, I don't know. If the dog thing.
Yeah.
Does, but.
Yeah. Make a perception check at advantage.
What a great idea.
I rolled 213.
Nice, not bad.
18.
18. I would say that you sniff the air, and you actually do get a scent. It is very faint, but you are able to follow it a bit before it gets, there's a number of foxes. And you know that you've seen a few foxes, but the one that seemed very familiar as you took it in, you're able to make your way towards like the kind of the military quarter of this It was actually which the field hospital was kind of on the edge of.
Right.
And you see the field hospital, and you see that there's there's another recruitment center there, several of the barracks, and you see that there is a large building that is towards the center of this quarter, where the buildings are built up. You see that charming, for lack of a better term, like cottagecore aesthetics of the rest of the buildings in this town. This is a lot more very simple, very efficient. Reminds you very much of the military buildings in New Felicia. You recognize this, and same as basically all of the Marquisat structures and quarters that have basically been erected in all of these towns that they have control over. And you see, however, there's a very large building that is of the dark stone that's circular and tiny windows where there are windows at all. And you get the sense that this reminds you of a prison. And it goes in that direction.
I'll make note of that, and if there's like a flyer for the bear.
Yeah, you're able to see, and you see that there. You pass the in the center. There's a grand statue of a plump rabbit holding a scepter, looking gaudy, and you get the sense that's probably the viceroy. As you eventually find. A large bulletin board. You're not too far from the town square, and you see an image of a huge bear, at least what you've imagined and what you've seen depictions of bears etched. And it's not crude, but it's not particularly well drawn. And he's got almost like this cartoonishly savage mouth, dripping with blood, holding a huge axe, and wearing very simple kinds of leathers, like you expect a barbarian or something like that to wear. And you see that there are rabbits that comically have their heads removed, and you see that there are cats that are severed down the middle perfectly cleanly by the artist, and cartoonish blood and bones scattered around. And it says that the return of the hide of the bear is the reward personally paid for by the vault of the viceroy.
Are there multiple? Can I pull one down?
I would say you'd be able to find something
Terrible
like that.
ticket off of the bottom.
And you would see that there's a number of bulletin boards. Some are plastered up, and basically saying a menace to the Dimwood. You see that some people see as you approach. You see some townsfolk saying I wouldn't expect bears to be this far south or this far west. But I never thought we'd get bears here, that kind of thing. It seems like this very mythical, horrible threat.
Are there
Dragon at Rest, the Viceroy is the bunny.
Yes.
Are there any notifications about the executions?
Ooh.
I would say that on the same bulletin board, you would see that that there are large general wanted posters for various. You see a mouse, you see a skunk, you see actually one that looks a little similar to one of the chain gang that you had seen. You see a fox, you see a woodpecker, and a general poster saying to turn in all traitors to the Marquisat. Anyone who would be a threat to the Marquise herself is a 10 gold reward. And nothing about scheduling executions.
I will return to the room.
You do that. Oh, thank you.
Hey, look what I found.
What is it? What is it?
Well, it's none of it's new information, but look at this drawing.
Oh,
Isn't it pretty cool?
God, that's horrific.
Look how scary this bear is.
Are we in there? We got 2 rooms, right?
You can hear me through the wall.
Are you guys all in the same room?
Yes.
I'm just in my
We'd
room.
say we've got to connect it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's joining
Obviously,
rooms,
that's
obviously.
It's the honeycomb inn. It's a nice place.
What do we know about this particular type of creature?
I would say it's almost like this mythical. The analog also in the world of Root is like they're kind of like trolls or ogres of like myth of the monsters who live out in the woods, and in this world it is like they're these barbarians that will go in and they'll gobble up, and none of you have ever seen.
Oh my goodness!
And some people say that it's just bears are really just like old wives' tales, right? And that they're, or maybe they did once exist in the Dimwood, but that's from an age past. They're barbarians. They're savages. They're monsters.
I know. I mean, I don't even know how we're going to go about dealing with this thing. I wonder if we can even be reasoned with.
They're very strong. I know all about bears.
Nobody knows anything about bears.
How
It's
would
all
you know
wives'
about
tales.
bears?
I learned about bears in my dreams. They can regenerate.
Regenerate what?
All of them, their parts and bits. If you hack off a finger or an arm, it just
Like a
comes back.
lizard?
If lizards can do that, then yes.
Well, not all the parts, but like the tails and stuff.
Well, like that, but it's their whole body. That's why people get sent out to kill them all the time, because they destroy the economy. If you just eat a little bit of bear meat, it'll regenerate inside of your tummy. You'll never have to eat again.
Wait a minute, but what happens if you just cut a bear straight in two? Then are there two bears? That doesn't make any sense.
Don't do that. That's how you get two bears.
Well, then how do we kill this thing?
I don't know. I just know they can regenerate. I
don't
didn't
like
dream
it.
how to kill them.
I don't like the sound of this grumbling. I don't like where this is going.
Maybe the creator can use one of her bombs and it can just ignite him up. And if he's all a bunch of tiny pieces, well, you just crush him like little tiny bears.
Will each little bit turn into a full bear?
No, I think there'd just be lots of tiny ones, like ants.
If anybody who goes out to find the bear doesn't come back, how do we know there really is a bear out there?
That's what I'm saying. I mean, clearly this is some sort of artist rendition. We have no way of knowing if this is even accurate.
Are you sure?
Bitsy, what does a bear look like?
Well, they're big and they're fuzzy.
Oh, how big?
Like, you remember that ram guy that we saw?
Yeah.
36 times bigger than that guy.
Oh my
36?
God. That's like,
I remember I was
what
in
brain
my
can't
room
even do that math?
and I was
Actually.
looking up and I could see this massive creature looking down at me, this giant, huge bear the size of the trees around me, bigger, taller than even that. And he looked down at me and he said, "What's that thumping underneath your hutch?"
I mean, remember she dreamed all this. I'm gonna keep that just in perspective.
What if it's all just some scheme and they're sending people out to get the bear that they want to get rid of?
Look, all I can tell you is things that I've heard, and that's just that these things are an absolute terror on the clearings. If it's a real thing. So it doesn't make sense to me that they'd want it gone, but I don't know if we can deal with it. We're gonna have to come up with some kind of plan.
All I have to say is at least it's not a cockroach.
Why? That seems easier to deal with.
Cockroaches were the first thing that was ever created. And when all of life on this planet has been extinguished, the only thing left will be the cockroach.
And in the Dimwood, you would know that cockroaches are basically the analogs of dinosaurs. But like also currently living dinosaurs.
I mean, that certainly checks out. I'm not gonna question that at all.
And if evolution catches up with them within our lifetimes, the potency of their venom would be enough to annihilate all of animal kind.
I'm starting to wonder why we choose to live here in the first place. I mean, this is just everything around every turn, under every rock, behind every tree is absurdly dangerous.
There's nowhere else to go.
It's a miracle that we've lasted this long.
Have you heard about the Gila monster?
The Gila monster, no.
It's a desert-dwelling lizard.
Does it do nice things when you have a boo-boo?
Oh, honey. Her name's not Honey, that's a term of endearment.
I know her
Hazel. No, my dear.
Hazel.
When it bites into you, it fills your wound full of a potent venom. By the time you realize that you're gonna die, you're dead.
Oh, that's too soon.
I know.
It's not something even my healing salves can help you.
It's true, Bitsy could peel your skin back and just rub salve into every place that's beneath your skin and you would still die.
Wait, so Bitsy has a healing salve? Is she the healer monster?
Well, it's spelled like Gila, Gila, but it's pronounced Gila.
Oh, like
I wouldn't have
Lord
expected
Gilla.
that.
Yeah, it's a common mispronunciation. People be like, oh, the Gila monster. No, it's not a Gila monster. It's a Gila monster.
Oh, well, I'm not particularly cultured, I guess.
That makes two of us.
Thank you, Wolf's Fox.
Thank
for the
you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Don't worry, if you get bit by a cockroach and you get poisoned, then I'll just break your neck and you won't even have to think about it.
Thank you, Bitsy. I'll break your neck too.
The way of mercy is my path.
Whoa. Can we make sure that this is like at least plan C? Like we try other things before we start breaking each other's necks?
Oh, yeah.
That's like the last letter, so that's fine.
Good. I'm glad that tracks, Bitsy. I'm really happy for you. All right. Listen, this thing's not supposed to come out until nighttime. I guess at least is our best chance of finding it. I certainly
The
would like
bear?
to lay... Yes, the bear.
Oh.
I would like to lay low for a while at least. I don't want to get mixed up in anything before we have to go hunt this thing.
Well,
So
what
we-
are we gonna hunt? If it even is real, what are we gonna hunt a bear with?
Beats the hell out of me. I was going to try to talk to it.
My pointy stick was pointier than I thought it would be, but I still don't think it would do much to a bear.
I have a gigantic halberd and Peggy invented magic.
You heard what Bitsy said, that the bear was 36 times the size of that ram. That means it's at least 270 feet tall and about 21,000 pounds.
Might as well try to scare him with a toothpick.
In fact, I'm shocked we can't see him from here.
I know exactly what we do. I know exactly what we do.
Yeah.
More fireballs?
Never again. Unless we really need it because we're in a lot of trouble. No, what we do is we go into the forest, okay? We find a thistle bush, or maybe a rose bush, or maybe, something else with thorns. It was small, right? If a bear is really this big, what is the one thing that can take down a giant? I will tell you right now. It is a fucking splinter.
Oh, yeah.
We will each take a thorn. There are 5 of us. A bear only has 4 paws.
To our knowledge.
Yes, we will each rush for a paw. We will stab a thorn in between the soft spot between its little toes.
Oh, I hate that.
It will fall. It will fall.
That's way better than my idea.
Please, entertain us.
Regale us, Bitsy.
I was gonna suggest that we build a machine that can fly. And then we get a long rope and we attach it around the legs of the bear and see if we can get him to fall and knock his chin and bleed out after biting his tongue.
Wow.
That could be plan B.
It's all very specific. I like that.
Have you ever seen a flying machine before?
Well, we have to invent it. That's the act of creation. We got the creator right here. We're gonna fine. She's been around since the cockroaches. That's forever.
Excuse me, you're right. I apologize for my ignorance.
So what do you think about my plan with the
That's a plan, all right.
Have you ever walked around in a tailor's shop when they have dropped needles on the floor and accidentally had one wedged between your big toe and your second from your biggest toe?
Yes, once.
Your ring, is it the ring finger toe? What do you even call it? Your index toe?
I call
Your
it-
pointer
I call
toe.
it
Oh, your
the
pointer.
toe.
You can't point with that. Anyway, have
Maybe
you
you
ever
can.
had that happen? It is debilitating. I am
Sounds pretty
telling you,
terrible.
this bear will not be able to function. One splinter would be enough, but we're going in on all 4 paws.
Well,
I don't want to say I'm a genius,
you
but
said that maybe we
I'll
should
say
just
it.
talk to it first, right?
you can't talk to a bear.
We certainly try.
Okay.
I mean, we know what's happened to everybody else that's tried to hunt and kill it. Most of them didn't
But
come
that's because
back.
they're not us.
Well, maybe, but I'm saying it might not hurt to try another angle of attack, so to speak. Look, it's just an idea. I certainly, default to you, Peggy, with the plans. I mean, you're the
I'm
the brains
sorry
around
if
here.
I feel like taking down a bear is significantly less work than traveling through the forest with Bitsy.
I'm not sure I follow, but I like your plan. I think it's a good plan.
I do still feel a little...
Bitsy is a walking landmine.
What?
Right?
Yeah.
What?
Case closed.
Can't argue that.
Right.
And in plan C can just be, we just hit it with our weapons until it dies.
Oh, I really don't want to do
I
that.
thought Plan C was gonna break Hazel's neck.
No, that was plan B.
No, plan B was to build the airship.
And that's
Yes.
only in case
No.
of...
Yeah.
I forgot if something poisons.
Yeah.
Oh, if I get hit...
We're not breaking
By
anyone's
a
neck. That's
healer?
way,
Heal 'em on
well,
the
way
finger.
past Plan C. I mean, we need like Plan Z.
Let's make breaking my neck Plan Z.
That's what I'm saying. Yes.
Oh, I thought
We're not breaking anybody's
Does
necks.
that mean that breaking Booker's neck is now plan A because the alphabet wraps around?
No,
and
no,
you
no,
want
no,
it to
no,
be
no,
Z?
mine should be somewhere like maybe like not in the alphabet at all. I don't think that's a plan.
How about
I don't
like
think we're-
AA?
No,
or
no,
A1?
No. Just
1A.
Just think of the owl.
Can you imagine trying to snap an owl's neck and it just keeps going and never actually?
I do every night, Bitsy. I do every night.
Right.
We should probably get some sleep, and we'll wake up at, when the sun goes down.
Like dusk is a good time.
Yeah, we're basically nocturnal at this point, because we're vagabonds, you see. We do our best work at night.
Yes, Grumley. Thank you for that.
No, it's Pugsley.
Oh, sorry,
And
you're
you're
right.
Raccoonsley.
No, I'm Hank, actually. Thanks to Bitsy, I'm Hank.
I prefer Raccoonsley, but Hank is fine.
Well, maybe the next clearing, big guy. Maybe the next clearing.
Good night.
Good night.
And I'm just gonna fall back on the bed. Just leave it. My eyes aren't gonna fully close. They're gonna stay like half open.
And you're gonna start to snore really loudly.
I don't understand why we got all these rooms if we're just gonna all sleep in here.
You're not. You're going to your own room.
Isn't that?
Peggy has the key. I'm gonna like roll you out of the door. Like, just see if, like, I'm gonna roll you like a quarter turn and see if you wake up.
No, I'll wake up.
Okay.
Fine.
I'll go back to our room.
You all go back to your rooms. You hear the sound of the lunch crowd coming in, and you hear as some new folks. You hear some new voices that you don't recognize. You hear,
Oh, woe is me, my story. Oh, I'm a failure. I've lost it all. Oh, to be at the left hand of the Viceroy. Oh, but a dream, a nightmare.
and you go to bed. You all enjoy a long rest.
Let's
Oh.
So we lose our temporary hit points from the
Yeah.
from the incredible speech that I gave, and you will not be getting another.
At this point, so I mean, what time would it be?
Evening, perhaps. Dusk.
Is it
Like
spring or
4:30?
summer or
It's probably dusk. You wake at dusk, and as you wake, there's the last orangey bits of the rays of sun are coming over the trees of the woodland and past the all of the many birdhouses built in around you. And you be able to gather together as you hear people coming back from their day of work or visiting whatever they've been doing to stay at this inn, and you hear the dinner rush starting to start. All the while you're and with that you're all in the same room.
Oh, I haven't slept that good in a while.
That was nice. With a little bit of luck now, based on what Bo had said, there haven't been any hunting parties for a while, so if we go after this thing, hopefully we don't run into anybody else. Because that might be a nightmare.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
Why wouldn't we want to run into others?
We don't want to run into the Marquisat's soldiers trying to hunt this thing while we're trying to do the same thing. That could be a bloodbath for everybody.
Well, then if we do a good job, and we don't have to split our money.
That's exactly right.
I still don't really want to kill it, though.
Neither do I.
Unless it tries to kill us. And that's all presuming it's real.
I mean, it's a horrible monster that's killed probably dozens of poor people.
Allegedly.
I think everybody thinks that something unknown and scary is a monster, but maybe it's just not really. Maybe it's just misunderstood.
Last night I learned what it meant to be a monster.
See? What?
You don't remember?
No. Oh, not just the nap time. I see. Okay.
We napped during the day.
That's true. I really wasn't accounting for that. My circadian rhythm is a little in flux. You know what I think would really get us off on a good foot here?
Breakfast.
Well, I was going to say dinner, but I like where your head's at. Breakfast for dinner.
No. Like the restaurant.
Or dinner for breakfast in this case.
Yeah, that sounds good too.
Because it's dinner time, but it's breakfast for us. We're breaking our fast.
Truly is.
Because we just woke up.
Philosophical nightmare.
And I hate fasting, so let's get a scooch.
Let's eat a meal. Because Hazel won't let us not.
I can take it to go. Don't mind a little
I
walking treat.
At Quack Donald's, we used to be able to do meals to go. There was this one day I was working, and in the fly-through, it's where you could quickly order something and then just pick it up at a window and then fly off into the distance. It was for our avian customers mostly.
It's very convenient.
The way we try convenience was the name of the game. I was working, and it was a really slow day. And this pelican flew into the fly-through, and they hadn't ordered anything. They just chucked a resistance manual at me right in the face. Oh, shit, I yelled as I got clocked by it. And then I looked out. Did you want to order anything? You heathen, for working on the holy day. And then they flew off into the forest, and I didn't have a choice. I was on the schedule that day. I had to show up. I didn't even know it was a holy day.
Hey, that's terrible.
Yeah, it was awful. But at least it wasn't a day with Donald.
That's true. See, there's always a bright side.
Well, let's go eat there.
I don't know if there's a Quack Donald's here.
I've never passed one in my travels, but I'm going to certainly look for one.
They're better than Quack in the Box, but Quack in the Box has amazing tacos.
Yeah, I heard that got a lot of people sick.
What's a taco?
I don't really know. I just know that it probably shouldn't exist the way it does, but it tastes nice in my mouth.
Oh, all right. Touche. Fair enough. It's good enough for me.
And it's really cheap. You can get 2 of them for $1. It's basically 50 cents a taco. So...
I think I want to kill something.
You know what? I'm starting to come around to your side of things. Perhaps we box up a little bit of this food and we go to the edge of the clearing and see what we can find.
Let's go.
I'm just, I've got like I won't say a plastic bag, but let's say a leather bag of some sort that is shaped like a plastic bag with handles, and I'm just shoveling food in down the buffet line as we walk out the door.
Oh no, dinner's not a buffet.
Oh. Damn it, Mike.
No, yes, and everything, whatever you just said. I'm kidding.
Like a Goddard.
I just expected it.
God, you're such a dumb chipmunk.
Hey, Hazel, can you make me a doggy bag?
That was pretty good.
Get it, because
Oh yeah,
I'm a dog, you know?
I appreciate that. Pretty good.
It's good for later.
Yeah.
You
Not
got,
from my stuff, but yeah, next time.
no, but not today.
I could do that.
And I'll just pick up a random plate on the table.
Yeah, there's absolutely.
Scrape it into like a little sack and fold it up and give you like a hanky, like a sloppy hanky.
Slightly used dinner.
It's mostly stews and bread.
He's just drinking.
It's a handkerchief of stew with a piece of bread sitting on top.
That's disgusting.
I might want to, it's seeping a little, but, really, you could just kind of like suckle at the bottom of it, and I think you'd get most of it.
Like a handkerchief teat.
It looks slick, don't drop
Just
it.
like Mom used to make.
It'll remind me of what Penny did the other day.
I should really send her a letter. Oh, never mind.
Anyway, let's go.
Where to? We're going
Down to the woods.
Oh, and you see him finally, as Nestor finally passes out, and Bo just like looks at him, and he's very busy going back and forth getting people their food.
Can I find Bo real quick?
Yeah.
Hey, which direction were the old bear growls coming from? Like, what side of the clearing?
No, that's the western part of town, friend. You don't want to go. Wait, I thought you said that was for a friend you was asking for.
Yeah, for our friend. His favorite show on the television is Bear Growls.
Bear growls.
Television show.
What?
Yeah.
Oh no, I heard the bear growls.
Did you get his autograph?
No, I heard it at night. It's terrible. Anyways.
Are you sure you're awake?
I'm pretty sure
alive.
Bear Growls has drank his own piss before to survive.
I love
Wasn't medically
television.
necessary, but it was sterile. He likes to
It's sterile and he likes the taste.
That's
So you heard the story.
necessary.
Well, I guess when you're desperate, it's better to die,
You folks are asking a lot of questions about rebels and bears.
It was for a friend. He just wanted to check it out,
Make a deception check.
Oh, fuck.
No.
17.
I rolled a fucking natural one! He says, don't. The name of the game here in Clickclock Crossing, especially with the Viceroy acting how she is,
What's that
is to keep your name. She's trying to get with the big wigs of New Felicia. She's trying to sit in the court of the Marquisate. She's sitting pretty here in Clickclock Crossing, but she's got big aims, friends.
I'm from New Felicia. Really, I'm from Felicia. Well, I guess they call it Old Felicia now. But before it was just Felicia. But now there's a new one. You should have called the old one Old Felicia,
I presume, based on your breed, the dog, that you was from there, yeah?
So anyway, maybe maybe I could help her out, put in a good word. If you know any way to, get in touch with her.
Do you have connections there?
In New Felicia? Yeah, sure, absolutely. You saw the tablet I was wearing when I walked in here yesterday, remember that?
I was wondering why a soldier was just hanging out with a bunch of folk standing in an inn.
I created magic.
We're upstanding citizens.
They say only the deer got magic.
I'm a fraud.
That's why I don't believe you.
Well, I created magic, but that's just really rude.
No, the common folk aren't going to understand magic, Betty.
You're talking to the creator.
We should really get
You know
out
it's
of
the
here.
dinner rush, and I need to go clean up Ness's.
Yes,
I
folks.
gotta.
I know we seem like an odd bunch. We're gonna get out of your hair. I promise you won't even hear from us until morning. We'll be fine. We'll be fine.
Well, I suppose if you are looking to go out into them woods, tussle with a bear, if you could bring back its hide, you'll be the Viceroy's best friend.
Well, there you go. And then we
She
can-
hopes that to do such a thing will put her in good graces with the Marquise. That a coat made out of a bear hide. Nothing rarer than that.
It's gonna be a big fucking coat.
Oh no! That's a lot to carry.
Don't make it. You talk to the viceroy. Do not make that. Do not make that observation, man.
Okay.
What if we just brought back like a little piece of maybe a tooth?
We'll discuss on the way. Thanks for the information. Let's go. Come on, here we go. We're going west. Here we go. Come on, Bucky. Do your thing. Do your whole
We're
leader
going
thing.
west?
Do my whole leader thing. What do you mean go west?
Just,
why
She goes back.
why is it that you're not keeping? Why are you not taking the reins over this thing? You're supposed to be the leader here, Booker. You're supposed to control it all. You're just letting this spiral out of control.
You're right. It's been ever since you joined this party that I feel like I've lost control of everything.
Why?
You were
Just
talking.
because I know which way west is?
Well, you were about to show us. So go ahead.
Well, now it's that way.
What do you mean? It just changed?
Well, north is whichever way you're facing, so...
North is whichever
So
way you're
west.
facing.
Oh dear lord! All right.
oh, sorry. Turn west. Now, which way's west? Okay, now just keep going west.
This is gonna be tough.
I'd make a wide circle.
Should we just leave her here? I think she would probably do this for like 8 hours. Take care of the bear, come back, she don't even notice.
As much as I would love to see that happen for 8 hours straight, I think we might need her help.
Nice fair. It'd be rude, baby. Anyway, we're gonna go the different west.
North is whatever way you're facing.
Like actual west. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Can we catch it?
I haven't.
You haven't heard of actual west?
No.
Well, actual west never changes, no matter which way you're facing.
Well, how do you know which way it is?
Well, you have to
West.
know which way north is. And then you can figure it out that
Not
way.
regular north, true north.
Actual north. Yeah.
This sounds like Illuminati talk.
What talk?
It is. It's very illuminating.
Them.
Wait,
Wait, you mean
I told you about them earlier.
Yeah, they're the ones that poison the water. They're called the Illuminati?
Oh, they're called the Illume and the Naughty.
Well, that kind of sounds intriguing, I'm not gonna lie.
We'll talk on the way. Come on, let's go. Oh, wait. Which way? You lead the way. I don't know true west.
Can we see which way the sun has started to set? Or
The sun has set, but you know which way
We
is
got a
the
little
west.
glow.
Yeah, you would know which way the western part of the town is.
So we will start heading west to the edge of the clearing.
You do that.
Dun dun dun.
Oh!
It's the bear.
We need a bear meeple.
Where's the clearing?
This is the clearing.
That's the clearing.
But we're
Yeah,
going out into
that's-
the woods now.
Oh.
going in the woods.
Well, that's not very clear at all.
We're on the western edge.
You make your way through the town, and you smell the
What
baked
the rock is
goods
cooking.
and the cooking that is just absolutely wafting in the air. And you see just these large wagons of bread product. This is the bread basket, or one of the primary bread baskets of the Dimwood. And you see as Marquisat soldiers are going to soup kitchens and taking these the food to other parts of the Dimwood that to help feed the poor and the hungry. But you also, see the absolute delectable smells. Some of the best, most delicious smells you ever experience is from an establishment called Old Nab's Bakery. That is actually built up into a tree. And you then make your way out of the market district, and then make your way into the military district. And you see as Marquisat soldiers are giving Grumley a strange look, but then going about their business. And you make your way through the barracks and the other respective buildings, go past the military workshops, and then you see off to the right of the street this, and all of you see this now, a massive circular prison that's like plated in iron, heavily fortified, built of stone. And as you see that there's several rows of guards there, and you as you make your way out, you see another chain gang of only 3 be brought in, and this is 2 rabbits and 1 mouse, as they're led in that direction, and no sign of this huge ram. And eventually you arrive at the outskirts, and it's just kind of idyllic hills amongst small little towns outside or dwellings and small communities outside of the main town. You hear the buzzing of bees as you see of smaller and much larger, as you see the apiaries all throughout the hills and the farmland throughout. And it's late by the time you make it to the edge of the forest. You see the massive trees of the woodland. Not the smaller, more hospitable trees in this clearing, as the darkness awaits. And as you enter this darkness, you tap into your vagabond experience, and I need a group survival check.
Oh boy. Natural 20.
Nice.
Yeah.
Congrats.
25.
Natural
this is not
20,
what I'm good at.
25.
This is not 12. I got a 12. This is not my
We
strong
got 2
suit.
natty 20s, so 25 for each of us.
Let's see if we can make that
Jesus.
3.
You can't.
No.
Oh, real close.
15 for me.
16.
I rolled the lowest with a 12.
Oh,
Hopefully
I
the
thought
ladies
that was
will
a
carry me.
Okay, so then I want you to describe what you're doing and what you're seeking. Anyone who has something to...
Well, I was going to suggest that since we don't really know what we're looking for, whether this thing even really exists, what we all need to be keeping our eyes out for, especially the most survivalistic of us, are just disturbances in the forest. Something that looks like it could create something we've never seen before, whether it be a giant track or broken trees or something. I mean, this thing must be massive. So I'd say just keep an eye out for disturbances.
Alright. I guess I could try to do that. What would a bear track look like?
Oh, I don't know, by Bitsy's calculation, like I said, the thing is 21,000 pounds, so I mean, it should be making craters.
Oh gosh, how will I even know if I'm standing in a hole or a trap?
You won't be able to miss it, you'll fall right in.
Follow-up question. Does a bear shit in the woods?
Probably.
Okay, so I'll look for that. I imagine that'd be pretty big as well.
Oh, you know what we should look for? I'll sniff to see if I can smell any damp, disgusting, bloody, matted bear fur.
Or just anything you've never smelled before.
Why would it be that?
Just because he's a gross bear.
For all we
you
know,
see this picture? Look at how gross this guy is.
Like, look at the other things on there. I don't know that we can take that for
for all we know, it bathes in blood.
Oh gosh, that's terrible.
Potentially our blood.
Oh, and we should also see if any of the former hunters that came in are like impaled on trees, like 30 feet in the air, like on branches.
Well, I mean,
Like
maybe
just
even
the
270
tail
feet in the
right
air.
Why would he do that?
30 would be very low for this thing.
Are we sure we want to
it's
do
more
this?
likely he put it like, at chest level, so we're thinking maybe like 250 feet in the air.
Oh my gosh.
Wow, are the trees even that big?
I have no idea.
Anyway, that's just, if I was a bear, I mean, that'd be a pretty cool way to kill people, so I would keep an eye out for that.
I don't disagree.
I created a spell called Zipper. I'm thinking I might call it Flesh Zipper.
Oh, sweet lord.
And basically what it would entail, I'm not finished with it yet, is when you get a hangnail? I would pull on your hangnail and it would zip your flesh off of your body.
It's all the way around?
Yep.
Peggy, I respect your intellect, but you have changed a lot since you've invented magic. I worry about you.
Magic does things to a person.
It does things to other people, too.
It's an untapped knowledge that most minds can't handle.
Yeah.
Luckily for me, my mind is enormous, and I'm handling it quite well.
Does that hurt?
My eye goes off to the side, my tongue writes it.
Would that hurt?
Very much, yeah. And then your entire musculature would fall out of you. Because there would be no skin to hold it together.
So I shouldn't do that to myself?
You don't have the magic. If you did it, you would just have a bloody piece right here and you'd maybe rip off some of the skin up towards your knuckle.
How do I get the magic?
You don't.
Okay.
How else is everyone helping?
I would be looking for large holes or divots in the ground, and also just looking for like food sources like berry bushes and beehives and things like that as we go along.
You see that you recall back in the clearing that the really good like apiaries in the hives that had the very the largest and the most pristine bees were very heavily guarded.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say that with that survival roll, you're able to find some natural hives of smaller bees that I'll say with that survival roll, you're able to pull down from the tree and get some honey without getting horribly stung.
Oh, wow.
Very lucky a very lucky find and a very rare find. Normally, if you're out in the middle of the woodland and you find a hive, that is near certain death, and it's probably 50 times larger, and the bees are much larger as well.
I found some honey. It didn't look like a berry. It's honey, turns out.
Are you sure it's not called things?
And you also find a number of berries. You find these plump red berries. And I will say that as you find this, you find a bit of red that isn't a berry. You're basically gathering a bunch of berries.
It's blood.
And
It's not berry at all.
You see that there is a little bit of it's not bright red, but it's like a dull red, and it seems to be covering this this berry bush, which you had thought that all these specks of darker, like very of unripened berries were actually drips of hardened blood. And Peggy, with your roll as well, it's at this point that you look up. Everyone's looking forward and listening to growls, and something catches your eyes as they're going up in all sorts of directions, and you see people in the trees.
I don't want to alarm anyone. I see people in the trees.
What do you mean? Are they just like standing up there?
You see silhouettes of humanoid figures, and you're not sure. It's quick glance.
There are shadow people in the trees.
I'm gonna very carefully look around.
Wait,
Can I clarify? Did you intend to say humanoid?
I mean, you're humanoid.
Humanoid.
You see animal. You see critter shapes.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah.
There are shadow people in the trees.
I'm gonna like very slowly try to like look up and around to see if I can see what she's talking about.
Make a perception check. It disadvantage because actually no, you're a raccoon. So
I'm a
straight.
raccoon.
Not cute in the way that I was describing, right? Like I totally made that up.
Fucking go. 20 total.
20. You look up very slowly, and you stare up and you see a shock of orange, and you see fur as you see a cat in the tree. And what Grumley had told you is exactly what you saw. As
sweet
you
heavens.
look up, as you see a Marquisat soldier, and then beside that one, you see what looks to be some sort of hunter or ranger. This was a weasel. And they've all been, and then there's another rabbit, 3 of them. And they are hanging in the trees, lifeless, impaled on sharpened branches.
Oh, sweet heavens.
High up in the tree.
Grumley, I think you might be some sort of a prophet because you guessed correctly.
Was this over where the bushes?
Yeah.
So I'm like,
I don't think that's dried juice.
Is that a blood-berry pie?
I'll drop the berry.
You know what this means?
That we are in way over our heads?
No, it means I think like a bear.
They're way over our heads.
Oh gosh. You think a bear would do that? Why? What is that? Why would it even do that?
Because it kills for sport. It has fun doing it.
That's terrible.
We need to be careful.
Just seems like a lot of work too.
Now, if I was a bear, what would I do next? After impaling a hunter and it marks up.
You would
You're
walk.
ruining a whole bush of berries.
You would walk carefully through the forest, staring down, watching where you put your paws, lest you get a thorn between your toes.
Oh, that's right. Where are we going to get the thorns? We should be looking out for those.
Really big sticks that are pointy.
Well, yeah, I mean, if
Or-
it's 270 feet tall, we're going to need a damn tree.
We can get those pointed. Those folks are stuck up right there. Look real sharp.
That's pretty high up, and I quite frankly don't want to get any closer to them. Lest we might join them soon.
We gotta be quiet. I can be real quiet.
Good call.
Should we look for tracks around? I mean, we was
Yes,
here
yes.
at some point.
I can't imagine that it wouldn't leave some sort of trace or something of having been here.
I want to like sniff around and see if I can get any scent or like any clumps of bear fur or see any tracks.
Scat.
You make an investigation check,
big pile
and
of shit.
I would like everyone to make a religion,
Oh boy.
history, or arcana check.
Oh.
Whichever one you prefer.
Ooh.
History's plus
8
3.
for investigation.
Okay.
Arcana's a plus 3.
18 for my history.
No, they're all the same.
Is
Oh,
survival
the
any
same?
better?
Oh, boy.
Looking for the tracks.
8.
Nope. Plus 3 is the best I got.
13.
Oh, I got a 1, so that's a total of a
Oh.
4.
Survival would be 10.
13.
I got a 1, so I got a 0.
Yep, I'm with you. I'm right there with you.
I would say with that, who got the highest? Like a 13?
No, I got an 8.
18.
I got an 18.
Yeah.
An 18 on religion, on history?
Yeah.
I got an 8.
Got it. I would say with that, you actually remember now why you had even mentioned it. Is that you had heard a story around a campfire once. And those that would speak of the deer of the forest, the ones who had dark powers that could warp the minds of woodland critters, could do horrible, dark, evil things, commit horrible acts, and that are not sure if they were living or dead or otherwise. Really just speaking of spirits or almost speaking of them as spirits or ghosts or practitioners of actual magic, but the horrible, dark kind. And you had heard a tale of these mysterious deer in the forest performing horrible, brutal acts, or at least those that had been gone looking for deer, appearing in the trees.
Wait, no, I remember why I thought to mention this. This is what would happen if you went to go look for deer in the forest. You know, deer, the ancient, like, magical, evil groups that, you know, were here before the birds were even here.
Wait,
That's a relief.
are you suggesting that this has nothing to do with a bear, and in fact that these have to deal with deer?
Their
No,
names are so similar. They probably just spelled it wrong on the flyers.
I wasn't suggesting that, but that's probably exactly what this might mean.
Oh, no, we are definitely in over our heads. This is not good.
Well, it might just be a coincidence that, like, you know, maybe the bear is a fan and trying to kind of replicate what the deers used to do.
Copy bear. Yeah.
A copy bearer.
All right. So what do we do? Are we any closer? Has anybody found anything?
I would say with that, you also rolled survival, is that you actually manage to find two impressions in the mud of massive paws with clawed toes that seem to go in a particular direction out towards the southwest.
How big are
They're absolutely fucking huge.
Do they look like bear
So
paws?
Like
they look like
buoy fin
definitely
them.
bear paws. If you had to guess, basically based on foot size and like height, I'll say, you know, I don't want to make you roll for it, but like it would probably be like 9 to 10 feet tall.
Well, I feel better that it's not 270. Like, this is still our last chance to turn around now.
What if it's just a baby?
I mean, these are really big footprints. I doubt it's a baby. I mean, they didn't pay
We
people
don't know.
on
We don't have
spikes.
anything to compare it to. Maybe Mama Bear did that, and this is just a little bear.
I think it is a baby. These would, if you were full grown, it would be
Oh gosh.
20 times that size.
Oh, that's scary math.
Well, the way that I see it is that if a baby's capable of doing that, I won't feel too bad about killing it.
Wow, that is incredibly dark.
Taking a note from Penny and still trying to be as quiet as I can, we'll look around and see if I can start to find anything that I think would be a thorn in the foot of a bear the size that I imagine a bear would be.
Make a survival check.
You like, oh man, it's a 12.
9.
You find some sticks, some long, some a little pointy, but something that could effectively pierce a fabled ogre-like creature. It's difficult.
Do you think he's big enough?
Well, they're kind of blunt, but what we could do is we could have Booker use his dagger, whatever you've got,
yeah, I have a knife.
slice in between the toes, and then just shove a bunch of sticks in that wound.
That sounds like I'd have to get very close
Why
to do
does
that.
your mind work that way?
Because I created magic, and now my mind has been opened to the realities of the world.
You carved this one, and I'll
To
work on
ancient
this one.
truths long lost to animal kind.
I will take one of the sticks and start like sharpening it, fashioning it into a small spear, which would be a splinter for a giant foot.
And I'm going to chew on the end of one and see if I can also get some sort of conical situation, sort of corn on the cob style.
Okay.
It's like you're a beaver.
I would say
nice.
make a dexterity check and add your proficiency.
Hot dog.
Make a dexterity check?
And then that
Yeah,
With
add your
proficiency.
Oh, I got a 17.
Okay, yeah, you basically have a primitive spear.
With dirty 20.
But yeah, so you both of you are able to take these.
like a Dremel.
I don't know if I should be the one wielding this. I kind of need both hands. I don't want to, But like you have like a real weapon.
I was going to say, why are you handing it to me?
No, I just.
I'll take it.
All right, thank you, Peggy. All right.
Do you want one too?
I've got my stick here. I think it's alright.
Do you
Well, it's
want to
kinda got a-
lose it in the paw of the bear
got a
and
kind of
never
a
have it
pointy
ever
bit, yeah.
again? I'm
I'm
gonna
a little
stick this sucker
overwhelmed.
so deep into that bear's flesh, he would need actual tweezers to get it out, and bears don't have opposable thumbs.
Oh gosh.
How far off do you reckon we might be?
I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, we could just follow the tracks. They're at least old enough where we can still, or fresh enough that we can still see them. So let's just keep going, but let's be as quiet as we can.
All right, it sounds like we're all in agreement. We're pressing forward.
And
Alright.
keep your eyes up. If we walk into the bear and it's had dinner recently, that would be that situation would be not fun.
All right.
Oh,
Okay.
wouldn't that be better than if it hasn't had dinner recently?
I don't want to be shit on.
Oh, I don't want to be eaten.
I'd
Or
rather be
shit on.
eaten than shit on.
Really?
Yeah, I think
feel dead
so.
opposite to that.
I do think so.
You'd rather die than have poop on you?
If the bear really is like 22,000 pounds worth
I
of beer,
don't think
yeah.
the bear's actually there.
I think I would die if it shit on me.
I don't think Bitsy's dreams are necessarily reliable. I mean, at least what I would call reliable.
Excuse you.
I mean,
Let's go find this bear.
We steal.
and I want
Group
to.
stealth check.
I'm gonna get on all fours and start sniffing along down as we go along.
Why am I rolling like such?
Grumley's tail goes completely stiff as he very deliberately sniffs on the ground.
I am like the knight.
Thank God for my plus.
29.
1 second.
Okay.
1 second.
4.
12.
6.
I think I got a 13. I'm trying to double check and make sure I don't fuck this up. I think I got a 13.
13.
Do we have any twists?
I don't think so.
We have one.
I think there's one twist. Someone we gotta
Just
get
save it.
I'm not
We have
gonna. Yeah,
a
I'm not
couple in
saying
there,
that.
but we
Save it.
definitely need them for fucking combat.
So,
We're definitely fighting a Tarask.
Grumley is the
Tarrasque.
Dark Knight.
my god!
you make your way through the woods, and you hear the sound of a massive shape off in the distance. You look expecting to see a bear, but you see a glint of green as it's actually just a beetle, as a huge beetle as it lumbers off in another direction. And you find you follow this scent trail, Grumley, and the tracks are they're getting more fresh, but you get the sense that although that you can find them, they are so deep because they are absolutely so massive. So you're not sure quite how fresh they are, but you see that the path that you go is the forest and the thickets getting tighter and tighter, and the quiet. The forest is getting eerily quiet, and the terrain is getting more and more treacherous. And every 15 minutes that you continue, you look up and you see there's 5 more bodies in the trees.
Thank you, Monica, for the
thank you so much,
bags.
Monica.
Thank you so
Good
much, and have a good night.
Good night. You see all of them seem to be geared for hunting. They're all armed. Most of them wearing Marquisat colors and tabards. And then eventually you find a large block of stone. And as you find it, you look up and you see 2 large antlers directly ahead of you. Fuck. And you jump back for a second. And you realize that they're unmoving. And you peer around this large tree and you see what looks like an ancient, withered statue of what you imagine to be a deer. It's the depiction that you've heard. That is cracked down the center. As you see bits of stone, bricks, and other structures rising up in this forest, as you seem to stumble across an ancient ruin.
Oh my gosh.
Wow, this is a deer ruin.
For all the years that I've spent wandering around these woods, I've never seen anything like this.
Me neither.
So maybe it is just a bear that's a big fan of deer. You know, maybe he read too much about how the deer like kill people, so that's what he's doing.
Some kind of worship.
Oh yeah, like a bear copycat. I mean, a deer copy bear.
A copy bearer. We covered this.
Oh, crikey. Wait,
What's a cracky?
I don't know. I'm all messed. It's just there's a lot of bodies in the trees.
I have a feeling we're woefully under-equipped for this.
I know we're just walking under them like they're not even there, and it just makes me a little sad and ill.
I had a question, but I'm withdrawing it because Bitsy wouldn't think of it.
Withdrawn.
Would one of us think of it?
How fresh do the bodies look?
Well, the ones we saw had dried.
They were the most fresh.
Okay, and the blood had already
heard that
dried.
the
on
last
brush's
one, I
blood.
think, had been like 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
And then you see a varying states of decay.
You can use that.
The
if that would be-
closer that you get, and there does get to be a point where once the forest gets so dense and so treacherous, it seems to stop, and you don't see any of it in the trees around these ruins. But the forest is so dense, and you actually see that there's off into the distance. You see the bricks, but then you actually see a wall rising up, overgrown in moss and vegetation.
We should be careful and keep an eye out for movement. I don't think the deer exist anymore. This is very old, I think.
Maggie, can you tell if the deer's magic?
I created magic, so I know I'm magic.
I know, but what if when you... I don't know, I just heard the deers... Well, I heard because you just said it, the deers were magic. And I mean, I feel like if they were, maybe... I don't know. Maybe when you created it, that's what made them magic.
Probably, yeah.
Wait,
Can you tell?
could you have... Maybe King George could go, look around first before we go in there.
I can ask him if he wants to, but it's his rest day.
Oh, like it's his day?
Yeah.
Like you gave him the day off.
Yeah, it's King George's day.
Well, I'll give you a second to ask him.
All right.
Yeah. And he flies out.
Yeah, he's gonna do it.
That's awfully generous on his day off.
Thanks, George. King George.
And you can understand him, what he says.
Yeah. We talk with our minds.
That's kind of romantic.
I'm not having sexual relations with that fly.
I would hope not.
You gotta save it all up for Bo.
Who?
The innkeeper guy.
Who?
Bo.
The guy that said you were a pretty penny.
That drunk duck?
No.
That's Nestor.
Sure.
Oh. Anyway, Bo, will you go off and check in? What am I asking Bo to do again?
See if
Oh, shit, George. What am I asking George to
just see
do?
if he can see like a bear. I don't want to walk into these ruins and there's a horrible cult of evil deer in there, and we walk in and we get horribly sacrificed, flayed alive, and stuck up on trees.
Yeah, go do that, George.
I make a perception check for George. Like you can just add your perception modifier.
Do you think that's why they say, oh dear? Because it's so
17.
scary?
17.
Maybe.
You see George take off into the woods, and he's gone for 5 minutes. And
He's the king of the flies.
you hear then, after you wait, seems like it's been a little too long, and then suddenly
He's
you're
probably dead. Oh, there he is.
as he's beelining to you, Flylight. And he reports
Beelining.
to V-lining, and he makes his as you're able to understand that George saw a monster. Oh, dark, shaggy brown fur. A big pile of rotting something, of almost like rotting sludge of some kind, in a pile, curled up and seemingly sleeping. A bear covered in leathers like some sort of barbarian, not properly dressed civilized. And you see that, and you hear that there is a large, a massive, almost like circular axe, a mere several feet from this massive sleeping creature that's curled up, and he tells you that the snoring and the sleeping is booming out in this ruin that forms some sort of like protection, this ancient structure that perhaps was once a temple of some kind.
Yeah, so that's basically what's going on there with that.
That small? He must be a dwarf bear.
I got a little confused. Was the sludge part of the bear?
I think he was sleeping on a pile of sludge, probably animal remains.
Oh, that's terrible.
Or his own feces.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Also true, probably, most likely.
George is really cool to come back. He must be king.
Yeah, he says he wants to kill your family.
What?
Oh my gosh.
Unless they submit to his demands.
Oh, well.
Down with the revolution and all that. And your friends.
He's gonna kill all you guys.
Your friends and family, yeah.
Oh, no. Why?
That's just what he said.
The bear said that, or George?
No, George said that. if you try and start a revolution.
Oh, we wasn't gonna do that.
Okay,
Were you
well, that's
gonna do
fine
that?
then. And I open my mouth and let George fly in.
Flies in.
Then you're fine.
I was thinking about that.
He knew it, he could sense it on you. It's the magic.
Oh my gosh.
She's good.
Okay, we gotta be very quiet. If it's asleep, we can just chop its head right off.
Oh my gosh, wait. I thought we were gonna talk to it.
Or we can wake him up and talk to him, and then chop his head off.
I'm thinking at this point, maybe we don't wake him up and talk to him, and I think we just kill him.
Having the element of surprise is going to be one of the few things we have in our favor. And as much as I like to avoid violence, this is not a situation that might be able to be reasoned out of.
I mean, it's not like,
What?
if he's picking up the white bodies in the trees. Yeah.
We don't know that the bear did that.
I mean, it's pretty likely. Who else would have done it? He's
I
the
don't
right
know.
height,
Maybe the
the right strength.
maybe.
Well, wait, how high were the bodies?
Very high.
Higher than the 9 to 10 feet that
Oh
we
yeah, no,
estimated?
they were like probably 15 feet plus, like really high up in 20 feet.
I don't
Oh,
have
I'm
very
sorry.
good
I
depth
was just
perception.
thinking that in my head.
Oh no, I mean, I don't have great depth perception. I can't really tell.
I just don't see how a bear could have done that.
Oh, shit.
Well, maybe we can wake him up, and Booker can do his thing.
He's really good at talking to people. I just think it would be better than,
Well, how about this? How about we all get behind him? We all get maybe we can there's a stone or something we can perch on, and we can be hidden. And Booker can wake him up gently and try to talk to
from
him.
like the front side.
And if things go poorly, we all just jump down and chop his head off.
Well, that sounds. I mean, how do you? I know that kind of seems like you'd be bait, but you wouldn't be. I promise.
Well, yes, I believe you that I'm not bait in this situation. Yes, all right. Well, I mean, if it's better than just resorting to violence, I suppose that I could initiate some sort of contact between us.
And then, I mean, the second anything goes wrong, we'll be right there. You just run away like you do.
Or you could give a code word.
Oh no, the code word would probably be screaming as my bowels are tossed about the cavern and my blood is showering down on all of you.
Oh
That's
gosh.
way too long a code word.
And, well, it'll be a lot longer when it's actually happening.
Oh jeez. I was thinking I don't know. Just pick another word. Maybe if you get scared.
What about honey?
If I,
Because bears like honey.
you know what?
It might distract him and make him think of honey instead of you, instead of raccoon
No,
does.
I don't think that's gonna work, Brumley, but, I appreciate the suggestion.
It could be the word shit, because I feel like you're gonna scream that anyway.
I don't think there's gonna be a need for a code word. I think you're gonna just know.
Alright, we'll be right behind you.
Yep, or pieces of me.
Well, just tell him that he doesn't have to die. He just has to give us his skin.
I'll keep that in mind.
You don't have to die, just give us your skin.
I just want your skin. That's all, friend.
A raccoon in the middle of the night walks up to a bear.
Can I have your skin? You don't have to die.
Oh, sorry. I'm really bad.
Okay, so let's get close and then we'll just be very quiet. We'll post up right behind him. You go in front.
Oh gosh.
Let's go.
I'm
All right.
nervous.
Ronnie nervous.
Really nervous.
Going to steal.
You will keep your stealth rolls as you continue onward. And I'll say with that, you're able to pinpoint you see a few ruined structures throughout this part of the woodland. And you see the larger structure that's almost like entirely encased in almost a ring of trees. But you see this stone covered in this ancient moss and lichen. And you see that there's a large crumbled entrance. And as you get close, then you finally hear it. a very deep, grumbling snore of a massive creature through the darkness of this place. You see.
All right. I decided the code word will be help. All right.
Oh,
Figure that's pretty straightforward.
We'll come and help.
Only if I say the code word. All right.
Only.
All right.
So if you say shit, oh fuck,
He's
dear
gonna kill
gods,
Yep.
I'm fucking dying,
Yep.
none of those things are the code word.
We
That's
won't come
correct.
no matter what you say unless it's help.
That is right. Thank you.
Right.
And if this is the last time that I ever see all of you in one piece, then just know that you're my friends. And I'll never forget you until I'm dead.
It's been so nice to know you, Hank.
Yes, you too, Bitsy. All right.
before you go,
Oh, yeah, all right.
you can do it. Believe in yourself,
Uh-huh.
and you're pretty charming, and I'm gonna look out for you, bud.
Thank you. That sounds like something I might say.
I feel like we're a little more bonded now, right?
You're getting better at this.
In sort of like a warning kind of way.
Oh.
I cast warning bomb.
I love that. What does that do?
It gives you +1 AC,
Oh, nice.
+1 to saving throws,
What?
and you have resistance to all damage.
Oh, let's go. +1 AC.
And then I will also
+1.
take whatever damage you take. So basically, I take
half.
I take half of your damage, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
Oh, I
after
see.
the shim sham.
Well, it's resistant, but I also take it, so it's full damage, and we're both
You're just
resistant.
splitting
So
it.
hypothetically, he gets 20 damage. Do you take half of 10, or do you take half of 20?
No, he would take 10, and
you
then
would
I take 10.
Oh.
So it's the full damage is just split between two.
Ah.
I'm gonna walk up to Booker and reach into my pack and pull out some really disgusting looking mushrooms.
Oh.
I think it would be a good idea if you ate one of these. They're magic.
Okay. Should I eat it before or after I think I'm going to die?
You should basically just eat it right now.
Can I have one?
No.
I smell the mushroom. Do I smell?
It smells like ammonia and and dirt.
I gotta be honest, Peggy. This smells like piss.
I know. So you should eat it right now.
What if I just save it?
You don't want to do that, I promise you. It only gets worse.
Sometimes the best medicines taste really bad.
Actually, it's a suppository, so you're gonna need to bend over.
Oh,
Stop asking.
Just kidding. Thanks, Kimma.
all right. Well, you know what? I choose death.
Are you gonna go in wide and first?
You're gonna need to take it.
Or are you gonna start with
It's really
the stuff?
important.
I'll eat the mushroom.
What is it? What do you cast? Like,
Haste. As you start to
Jesus.
consume the mushroom. Exactly right.
I do cocaine!
And now we're referencing the episode 300 from Futurama.
Yes.
The space around you just looks different. This mushroom hits different.
It's like
And
that
you feel
scene in
very,
the Northman.
very fast.
I actually look down and I see myself. I'm standing above everybody. Everybody's a ring talking to Booker, and I'm like floating above my body, like, oh my god! Why y'all talking so slow? I don't understand why I can't keep up with you. It's just like you're going like really just slow. I don't even know what's happening. I'm gonna go talk to the bear now. And I walk off.
What is he doing?
This is gonna go really well. I made what I call haste shrooms.
Oh.
Yeah,
That's a powerful spell.
I know, it's magic. I created it.
uh,
Let's make sure we stay within 30 feet of him, alright? I'm just gonna keep hopping along.
yeah, and I'll say you're able to do that, and this will last for the extent of the role play because it's rude and it's fun.
Awesome, thanks, Mike.
I need to make a stealth check if you're trying to go stealthily.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll creep up on him.
Because you're trying to get in front of him, and I think the rest of us were trying to kind of creep
That gives me
around
another
his back.
+2 AC.
Okay, everybody
know
make
what
a
else it
stealth
does.
check then.
Is that check out? Is that
double
what
your
we're doing?
speed.
The rest of us
Yes.
are kind of
We want to get
going around the
behind
back of
him
him.
so that Booker's like here talking to him and we can be back
I
here.
would say that
Double
you're
speed.
able to find where
Double
Plus 2
attack.
AC.
advantage on dex saves, and then additional action on each turn.
Ooh.
Okay. I'll say, just for the sake of this, that there's actually you see that there is a pillar with the carved with the faces of the profile faces of what looked like deer or would have been deer, and that you'd be able to get a higher vantage point and stand atop a ruined wall while Booker's able to go on the ground that you'd be then able to pounce out from. So, Celtics?
Oh.
Oh, terrible.
17.
17, got it.
23.
Hold on a second.
Finally.
14.
First roll higher than
24.
20.
24. Okay.
Finally had a decent roll.
So Grumley is clanking very loudly as he scampers up this column onto the wall. As Booker, you step through into the darkness of this, and you feel the stench hits you first. Before you see it, as your eyes, very used to this dark, the darkness of night, still have to adjust in the darkness of this ruined temple. As you see a toppled statue of some hooded druidic-looking deity of some kind, and in a massive, curled up, almost like a massive ball, looking like a colossal boulder, you see a massive, hairy beast covered in primal-looking leathers, but very sparsely clothed, is what I'll say. And the way that King George had described it to Peggy doesn't do justice to the massive axe that is twice as tall as you are. With its curves so much, they almost meet at the top, both sides of the blade. Sitting beside this massive bear that is snoring incredibly loudly, but very still. And as you step forward, you then see a glint of white. As you see now its face. The elongated snout slobber pooling out beneath it. And as you see these incredibly massive razor-sharp teeth as it spits out some air, a bit of a snot bubble from its nose. This thing is absolutely massive. This looks to be, if it stood up, at least 10 feet. As you see in the corner of this room a massive pile of rotting sludge or just it's a disgusting pile of gray and dark green and brown in one side, and bits of scraps of that all throughout this temple. As you then approach, you hear as it occasionally then seems to be breaking into some slight distress, as if it's dreaming, and then returning back. And that's what you see is your haste.
I would normally be shaking in my boots, but I'm actually vibrating because of the mushrooms.
You're just standing still going...
Like one of those toys you wind up and it just kind of like jumps around the table.
So I'll actually, without even hesitating, just walk up to the bear. And in my inside, I'm like, oh, I can't believe that this thing is real and what I'm seeing. But the mushrooms have clouded my judgment, and I'm high as hell. And I will just, excuse me, Mr. Bear, please wake up. Excuse me. And I begin to poke it. Can you understand me? Can you understand what I'm saying, Mr. Bear? Mr. Bear, excuse me. My name is Booker.
You do that.
In my head canon, you think you're going, excuse me, Mr. Bear, but what you're actually doing is, excuse me, Mr. Bear, excuse me, Mr. Bear.
Also, let's not forget what raccoon hands look like.
Yes, it's a little sharp, but probably not for the bear.
You do that,
Pretty
and
dexterous.
you're tapping, and it takes 10 seconds. The rest of you are watching abject terror. It feels like it's an hour. As
You're like a little jackhammer.
As you hear a and the you know how bear lips can flap and slobber. You get coated in slobber, and then it stops. and then 2 eyes open. And they seem to be groggy with sleep, but distressed and bloodshot. As they then process you, you see as in a movement that is that seems too fast for a creature this large. You see as this massive beast leaps up and heaves itself up looking at you, and you see a glint of surprise and a glint of fear that then, as its eyes are bloodshot and strained even more, you see it look at you and it lets out a bestial roar as it then turns to anger and primal rage almost, as it stands up and roars at you. Slobber once again flying across, looming incredibly large as one claw is raised up, one hand is raised up tall with its razor sharp claws, and another reaching for its massive axe.
Wait, you didn't answer if you can understand me!
Make
but
a...
I'm going to wait to see. I mean, I'll make whatever roll you want me to make, but as soon as he actually goes to swing the axe and I feel like I'm in danger, I would like to take an action.
Okay, make a persuasion check.
I think that one's pretty good for me. Persuasion, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a 24.
Oh, a 24. As you see as the bear looks at you looming, and as it's snarling and it opens its mouth, you can see down its throat. This thing is so colossal. As it almost instinctively goes to lunge at you, as you ask if it can hear you, and it stops for a moment, and it registers that you've spoken to it as it blinks, and its eyes kind of glaze over a little bit, and then you see almost kind of this something well up inside of it, and then it shakes its head and as it sniffs, and you hear Crumley's armor clanking as it turns towards the 4 of you, and then back to you, Booker, as it then seems to hesitate for a moment, but then is overcome once again by this strange kind of savage rage.
I couldn't help but notice it looks like you have some pain behind those eyes. You know what would cure that? Some of Peggy's mushrooms. You got any more of those?
You're asking the bear?
Yes!
I don't even know what the fuck that roll would be. Make a persuasion check. At disadvantage.
Oh, shit. At disadvantage? Yeah, it's a +8, so 17.
17. You will see as it blinks at you in confused rage. But you see that as the anger is and the rage is overwhelming, as it lets out another roar, you see that it's so tense, its eyes are wide, it also seems to be mixed with fear. As you see as it leans down to grab its axe and is attempting to raise it.
As soon as I feel like it just didn't register anything that I said. It's clearly conflicted. Like there's something going on there, and it looks like it's going to attack me.
It looks like it's raising its weapon to attack you. You would all see this too, so you are all ready as well to.
The second that it raises its axe to attack me, if I may take in like an actual action, like a turn, if you will, I will sigh, and say, I'll just be exasperated because I'll be sad that it just kind of ignored me and I really didn't want to resort to violence. And I will shout, young bear, there are leaves all around. I said, young bear, eat that leaf off the ground. I said, young bear, won't it make a cool sound when you stuff them in your leaf hole? it's fun to chew on the leaves on the ground. And I'm going to cast Suggestion. And basically, it's going to feel compelled to just eat leaves for the next 8 hours off of the cave floor. I'm going to use a D8 to use my cutting words.
Yeah.
To subtract the D8 from the roll, and it will be a wisdom saving throw on your end.
Okay.
You'll have to subtract 8 from your roll.
It's physically impossible for him to succeed in the save.
Well, it depends what his bonus is.
Yeah, it depends on the bonus. I assume his bonus is shitty.
I rolled well, but I no, there's no way.
It's a 16. You need to beat a 16 minus plus the 8, I guess. So 24 technically.
18, but I got a 10. He gets a 10.
Okay, so he's suggested. He doesn't understand why, but my words are so compelling that he just feels the need to just stuff himself full of leaves that are all over the cavern floor.
I need to make a performance check too.
Sure. I don't know how good I am at that one.
I'd give you a 20.
Oh no, I'm good at this. I feel good about this one. Let's just not fuck this up. 26.
There you go.
Damn.
You see, as he's looking at you with this primal savagery, as he lets out this roar, almost like there's some sort of blood rage, as he grips the massive axe and is getting ready to swing at you. You start singing, and as the song fills this room, you see the bear kind of stops back a little bit, and he blinks, and he looks a little confused, and then as the song echoes and you continue to sing, you see his head slowly start to nod along, and where there had been fear and rage, there's almost a bit of joy and appreciation. And then as you finish and you command him to, as you compel him and you suggest that he eats grass, he just looks at you very dopily. And he smiles and he says, "I love vegetables." And he lumbers over and starts to just pull grass out of the stones and pull ivy and just.
So I'll be playing along while I'm singing, and then as I stop to keep playing and look at my shoulder, okay, I bought us a little bit of time. It's only 8 hours. I don't know what we're gonna do with all that little bit of time, but we have to make something. We have to do something now. He seemed confused, conflicted. I didn't know what else to do, and I'm just gonna keep playing. Remember, we only have 8 hours. There's basically no time at all.
He didn't say the code word, so we should just wait here, I guess.
Just hold steady. I don't know what. That was weird, but the bear. What? That was crazy.
It was really cool. I was impressed with it.
Together.
I don't know what he's playing, but it sounds like Through the Fire and the Flames.
Well, I didn't realize the bear would be that easily distracted.
I didn't either.
Well, I guess we'll just wait here until he says help.
Nope, this is your key to come up with a plan. I told you we only have 8 hours. There's basically no time at all.
He didn't say it. He didn't say help.
He didn't say it.
Is he?
He was very explicit. I even asked, if he was screaming, "Oh shit, I'm dying."
I do nothing else. I say nothing else. I let you guys do your devices.
He specifically said, "Do not unless I say help."
Yeah, but I mean, he looks. Look, he's sweating.
I think that's just the mushrooms. He's probably shitting himself right about now. I forgot to tell him about that side effect.
For like 6 hours straight.
Yeah. The bear is sweating. Look at him. He's really loaded up on leaves. He's probably going to die from the leaves alone.
It's like eating a salad from chops.
I think we ought to check on him.
You know what happens when you disobey Booker?
No, but he always comes around.
Does
So
he?
he's still got that extra corn muffin in his pocket. Well, not in his pocket, but in his. I don't know where he put it. He hid it somewhere, so I couldn't have it.
I think I know where he keeps the stuff he doesn't want you to have.
Oh, you do? Where?
Let's go help Booker.
I'm pretty fast. I could run down and then run back real quick.
Well, are you going to do something when you get down there? Or are you just going to run there and then run back?
I could run and I could say one word and then I could run back.
Try that.
I think we should all just go down.
Well, no, first have Bitsy do that, and then we can figure it out. Maybe we'll have more information to make a plan.
It's been like 7 hours now.
God.
I'll use my action to dash, and I will immediately arrive at your side.
Need help?
And then I immediately run back.
I say nothing.
I don't think he needs any help.
I mean, look at him. He's like in a puddle of his own. I'm going down there. Oh, bugger.
When he's furious at you, don't say I didn't warn you.
Here.
Oh, it's okay. I've got my pointy stick.
I'm gonna very sneakily, avoiding the bear's ivy eating nonsense.
Yeah. He's literally on the ground.
Eating leaves. I'm gonna sneak down, kind of avoiding his gaze, and kind of come up like to the side and back of Booker.
How you doing?
Oh, hey, yeah, I'm good. Like I said, I can keep this up for about 8 hours. He's just gonna eat there. I don't know what's gonna happen. His stomach might just rupture. I've never done this before. We keep this up, this could get bloody quick.
Oh, we were just a little confused. We didn't know if you needed help. It sounds like should I call everybody else down?
Oh, well, I figured you guys will have some time to come up with a plan now. We certainly don't have to kill him immediately. He seemed a little conflicted, though, when I tried to talk to him. Certainly like he wasn't in his right mind, and I don't mean like this, where he's just gorging himself on leaves.
Yeah.
But it was almost like for a moment he could see what I was talking about, and then all of a sudden he tried to hit me with the axe, so now he's eating leaves.
Yeah, it was, it was a little... We all caught the back of that, so we couldn't see his eyes, We didn't really know what was happening.
Yeah, there's definitely some pain behind those eyes.
Oh, yeah, how'd you offer him, try to get shrooms?
Yeah, I was hoping maybe he had some more of those Peggy mushrooms.
I think just Peggy has those.
Well,
hey,
didn't hurt
guys,
to ask.
come down here.
And I'll whisper shout up to them.
Did she say the code word?
Does she even have one?
Oh God, we didn't ask her if she had a code word.
Well, I don't think we didn't discuss a code word, and she's telling us to come down. So I'm not.
What if
I'm
it's
like,
a trick?
Shuffle down, like, fall.
Crumley, are you alright? Oh, Jesus!
You hear clanging from the room as Grumpy literally rolls along the ground.
Good Lord, Crumley, are you alright?
You were underneath a massive bear's legs as you're like... I want to look around to see like what's the sludge that King George talked about. Oh, I would say make a perception check at advantage because you're a dog.
Now take your time, Crumley. We have 8 hours. Or maybe like 7 hours and 43 minutes at this point.
Based on your perception
15.
of time, you'd be like, we got 6 minutes left.
At 15, I'll say you're able to take your time and look around, and you see scraps. And what is the pile of rotting organic matter isn't flesh. It is the stalks of carrots, the husk of a cauliflower, rotting vegetable.
What the hell?
Parts in the corner, and you smell the vegetable. It reminds you of the mess hall, basically the trash and the mess hall.
This is like compost, a bunch of vegetables. And he did say he liked vegetables.
Well, I convinced him he likes vegetables. Well, I mean, I guess he did say that out loud, but that could have been me.
No, you say about leaves, and he mentioned vegetables. Those are different, and this is a pile of vegetables.
I suppose that's a fair point.
There's no bones or anything in there?
Not that I saw. It's like carrots and potatoes and onions and there's not really any leaves. This is all just vegetables.
Now, and what I was
like
telling
all those things too.
What I was telling Hazel is that there seemed to be something in there when I talked to him. For a brief moment, he recognized who I was. I'm going to continue to keep playing, but then all of a sudden, it was like he snapped into a rage, and I don't think it was just because I woke him up. But I can tell you, he's probably going to be pretty pissed when he comes to when he's full of leaves.
Well, maybe he'll just get a tummy ache and go to bed.
Do you think he's under the control of some kind of spell? Some sort of like, well, maybe there's like a thorn in his paw.
Oh my gosh!
And he's just really mad, but once we remove it, he's going to be a very nice chap.
To be fair, I didn't really have time to check. At this point, as long as we don't, distract him too much from the leaves, you might be able to look him over.
Let's take a look. I'll take the back paws.
Just don't poke him too hard or prevent him from continuing to eat leaves.
I won't try. I'll try not to touch him at all. I'm just gonna.
Top half, I guess.
Everything all right?
Oh hell!
Is that Gremlin's word? I thought that was Booker's word.
You look to where Peggy is, and then you realize Peggy's already down there.
Oh shit!
You realize it's a stack of rocks that sort of vaguely resembles like a frog with little eyes on top.
I scratch my head.
Who the hell is Gremlin Booker?
And then I walk down.
I would say you can. One of you choose to make a medicine check.
You blow hard.
I don't know, that would be better.
Oh, thank you. She probably did it.
Oh, medicine. Oh, I'm actually proficient in that.
Advantage.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
Probably because you're a soldier of some kind.
Yeah, I'm just probably field medicine, you know?
Do it advantagedly.
Oh, advantage, right?
Yeah,
screaming helps.
that was almost really good. Thank goodness for advantage.
These fucking things.
That's unfortunate.
Oh, wait, no, that's a 16.
But then even better.
Ding.
It's a 91.
21.
21. You look over and 21, I would say that you get the sense that there's no injury to this bear. He's very scarred. You see that on his person, like through the fur, you can see the remnants of wounds of various bladed weapons. And you actually see a patch where there is no fur, where it looks like almost like there have been teeth marks or claw marks. And there doesn't seem to be any kind of paw, but as you examine him and you look up, and he's very happily eating all of these vines and leaves and grass, you actually hear that he's kind of humming along with the music, and that it seems to be bringing some kind of peace. As you look in the as you look at his eyes that are very bloodshot. I think with a medicine check, I would say that it seems to be that whatever kind of something that had been causing some sort of rage has subsided.
Do you think he could hear us while he's eating?
No, absolutely. I certainly haven't stopped that. He's just very focused on the leaves.
Maybe we could talk to him while he's a little calmer.
He might not understand us. It's just a baby.
That's a baby?
I don't know. I've never seen a bear before.
Yeah, I suggest a course of activity. That's it.
So he can do other things as long as he's I mean,
He's very
could
focused
just
on
try.
the leaves.
I mean, feel free. Just whatever we do, don't harm him until we're ready for him to just come at us and maybe regurgitate all those leaves.
I was about to stab him in the foot.
Don't do that, Bitsy. Don't do that. Funny your leaves.
Let me try.
Yeah, well,
Let me try this.
I'll pick up a big bunch of leaves and kind of go in front of them.
Hey, Mr. Bear. If you tell me how you're feeling, I'll give you this big bunch of leaves to eat.
I like vegetables.
Well, how are you feeling? Oh, gosh, he's quick. That didn't work. He seems to like vegetables.
I like the music as he.
Oh, that's good. Do you feel hurt in any way?
I like this tune as he takes it and his voice booms out.
What's your name?
My name's Benji.
Benji?
Benji.
Isn't that a movie from our youth? Maybe that's what it was. You got a dog named Benji? Maybe that's
It was a dog movie.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
a dog
so it
movie
was-
named Benji.
yeah.
Cool.
I'm worried if this is one of those incurable things that Peg was talking about, we're gonna have to break Benji's neck.
Oh, gosh.
But I'll keep playing for as long as we possibly have to.
No, I looked over him. I think whatever was afflicting him before might be done. It might have worked through his system.
You think?
Maybe it's just being soothed by the vegetables and the music.
Music does soothe the monster soul.
No, I mean, I think it's like a more biological thing that's come to pass. I mean, I think he was enraged, his eyes were all bloodshot, now they're not anymore. And I don't think it's the music, no offense, I mean, it's a nice tune.
None taken.
Benji, what made you so angry before?
He looks at you as he's still focused on trying. He goes to another patch and pulls down a huge string of vines and shoves it into his mouth. As he says, "Oh, I'm a bear."
Oh,
And he continues to eat.
It's not very helpful.
Did you put all them people up in them branches and they're all dead and you killed them?
That's a good question.
Oh, I did kind of forget about that part. Oh.
He continues to eat. What? What people?
All right, so now I guess here's the thing. I hope you're right. But if I stop playing and all of a sudden he goes into a rage monster machine again, we're gonna have to do something about it.
I don't think he killed them people.
I don't think he did either. Yeah, way too tall for him.
That's actually a good question. Were they way up higher than he could reach?
I would say you'd be easily able to make that determination.
Oh, shit.
Because he's like 10 feet and they were like up like 30 some feet.
Yeah, like
20,
roughly
30.
250 feet in the air.
Also, he has an axe. He doesn't need branches.
Yeah.
Bitsy doesn't say that.
Yeah, but that's way cool. Why use an axe? Obviously, it's in the picture and it's cutting people in two, but like, you gotta ritually sacrifice people in the trees. That's like way cool.
Don't respond to that.
I'm just saying. I'm just thinking out loud.
You don't have to feel bad about your hands, that's all I'm saying.
Maybe you try to just stop playing and, see how he feels.
Benji, is there anything in the woods that scare you? Make you a scaredy bear?
Or any deer?
Oh yeah, that too.
I don't like them ghosts.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
What ghosts, Benji?
Well, and people trying to hurt me.
Oh, I don't like that either, Benji.
You mean ghosts isn't like bad ghosts?
What kind of ghosts?
They got them horns.
Ghosts! Like bad!
Or like
A sheep?
he means antlers. Sometimes people don't know the difference and they say horns when really they mean antlers.
What's the difference?
I don't know, one's made out of bone and one's made out of cartilage or something. I don't really know.
That sounds gross.
Keratin?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're both made out of keratin, which is the same thing your fingernails and your hair are made out of.
Gross. I don't know why that's gross. It's just kind of weird.
It's weird to think about, like, that we're growing stuff out of us,
Yeah.
You think about that, like, some perpetually growing stuff.
7 hours and 12 minutes.
Why did you make us this way?
She made us.
Well, no, I mean, if she's the creator, she did, I guess. But I'm not sure she's the
I
creator.
think she's a creator, not like the creator.
She's just the inventor of magic.
You didn't make us, did you?
Yeah, I made you all last Thursday, remember?
I told you!
Oh, man.
It was Peggy under the hutch the whole time. I want to, like, just sniff around the perimeter to see if I can get any sense of, like ghost biz. I don't know. See anything out of sorts?
You sniff around. There's no. You're not sure what ghost biz you would smell.
All right. Well, I think just let him do what he wants to do. I think he's a friendly chap.
As soon as you say that, all right, I'm happy to just stop. Play. And the exhaustion kicks in from the haste spell wearing off, and I just stop.
You okay?
He's currently shitting himself right now.
Oh no.
My voice doesn't do that when I take a shit.
Well, I like that tune. How are you surprised? And his eyes go as you see that they become more bloodshot as he lets out a roar that booms out.
Oh gosh! Oh gosh! Wake up! Wake up! Oh my God.
I'm stopping toast for at least 6 full seconds. Or however long the haste
The
is.
6 seconds would wear off at this point.
Benji, calm down!
I'll walk up to Benji.
Where's your papa? Tell us more about these ghosts.
What's your reason?
Oh no!
How long did your spell last?
Good enough.
18.
18. I'm fucking miss. He's dropped his axe and he's looking around, and it's actually in the corner of the room.
Oh.
Whereas he's going to swing with a massive bear paw and swing at you.
Not feeling any fear because I don't understand the situation that I'm in. I don't flinch, so it just like whiffs right past my hair and like just and like.
Well, I'm not plants.
Benji, man, I really wanted this.
I'm gonna take out the honey that I found in the forest and
Now you just calm down, Mr. Benji Bear, and we're your friends. We're not gonna hurt you.
Make persuasion check. At advantage.
please don't take more honey. 18.
18.
I'm not overly prepared.
It's the one that recurs that needs fixing, as opposed to the command check. Those are two different. That's what it is.
You see as he's looking absolutely just filled with frothing rage as his jowls are shaking as he goes to swing at you, and then as soon as you pull out the honey, you see once again kind of his eyes become less bloodshot, and then he has a dopey look. Says, "I like honey." As he leans forward.
As he leans forward, I'm gonna say,
Now, mister. You can just
I'll break a little piece of the comb off and wedge it on the end of his razor sharp nail so that he can like.
Now you have to be a good bear and talk to us.
I want all of the honey.
And you will have it if you're a good bear and you don't hurt us.
He seems hungry. Give him $2.
All right.
Can I have $2, please?
I'll hunk off another and stick it on his other nail.
Like bugles.
Like bugles, exactly right.
I
Take a
don't
bugle.
get honey very much.
Well, now
He
you.
savors that.
We don't want to hurt you because you didn't hurt those people and you didn't hurt us. What? Is that where we're at?
So
I've kind of
far.
lost track of the mission.
Keep going.
But, we want to know more about the ghosts.
Oh, them spooky ghosts out in the woods.
Yeah, tell us more.
You know, I just see them and I don't know. They're scared.
What do they look like?
They got horns and hoods.
Hoods? How big are they?
Scary eyes. I am hungry. Can I get another dollop?
Oh, yeah, okay. Is it, how big are they?
Well, I look at them, I get mighty afeared, and I run the other way. I don't look at them very long. Keziah says it's a figment of my imagination.
Oh, that sounds real scary. They come out at night? Or during the day, too?
I don't know. I don't leave much.
Maybe a little honey will jog your memory.
Wait, who did you say said that they're just... Keziah, my best friend.
Keziah, your best friend?
Keziah, my best friend.
Oh, Keziah.
Like Keziah Jenkins.
Oh my god. We're actually in Drustin Ball.
Who's Keziah?
I love her.
Oh, that's my best friend. She brings me vegetables, sometimes honey, but it's hard to get honey, she says.
What kind of critter is Keziah?
She's a bird.
What kind of bird?
I don't know. What kind of birds is there?
Do you attack her every time she
What
shows
color
up?
is she?
No, she plays a mighty nice flute and it makes me feel nice and comfortable.
It was the music, Grumley. I demand an apology.
And he leans forward and he's
Oh,
like,
yeah,
It was
yeah,
for
yeah.
science. Peggy, back me up on this one. We had to know. We had to figure it out.
Fine.
Guys, I'm running out of honey. Do we have
I will
anything
just
else to ask?
I will begin to just play a simple, nice tune for him and try to see if that calms him down as he's running out of honey. No, nothing tricky about it. Just playing like I would at a tavern.
ooh, I like
Around
that
a
tune.
campfire.
Can I have the rest of that? You gonna eat all that?
I didn't get did you, Kyle?
I did. It was very delicious.
I begin just licking my hands, hoping a little scrap of anything stuck to them.
That's brutal.
Thank you very much. That's my manners.
All right, so we know that this Keziah person comes in here with a flute and soothes poor Benji to do what? Why does she come here? Just to feed you?
She brings me vegetables. She says she keeps the bad folk away trying to hurt me. She got
What's that mean?
it's got a
Oh, a crossbow. She's got a crossbow.
That's what she said it was.
Where does she live?
She lives in the village where she gets the vegetables and honey.
Is the village, and I point east, is it that way? Is that where she flies from?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
Oh. What color is she, like Hazel said?
Oh, she's red.
Okay.
Does she have like a big hat that's red? So
Pointy kind of head.
She's got real crazy hair.
Yeah, okay. Wait.
and
we're getting
she's
somewhere.
just red? No other colors?
Yeah, I don't know. She's my best friend, but I don't know what kind of colors are there. What are my options? You got any more honey?
No,
Oh,
no.
oh.
There were some berries outside, but they seem to be covered in the blood of older dead people.
You got any vegetables? Oh.
Wait, what's in my doggy bag? Give him that.
It's just like stew and meat.
Do you like stew and meat?
Yeah, I'm hungry.
I pull out the baggie that's like, it's kind of deflated at this point. Most of the liquid has drained through, but there's some chunks of stuff and the soppy bread.
So it's just like wet meat, vegetables, and bread.
It's just
Soggy
goop.
mush.
It's just kind of
You
like
can
a
have
mush.
this
Ugh.
if you want.
He looks at it. I think I'm still hungry.
I'm
He
sure there's some
leans
beans or something
forward
in there.
over, and as he reaches forward, suddenly the bag explodes, and old stew spills everywhere as you barely notice a crossbow bolt pierce through the bag, and with a loud clang, it hits the side of the wall, and your attention's immediately drawn towards a figure that's standing on top of the temple, aiming a crossbow at you. And you see that there's actually 3 different crossbows on this person. This it's covered in a number of weapons, a bandolier of bolts with a hood on, but a very large plume of feathers peeking up in front of it as she stares at you, absolutely furious, as she reloads and then points it at Hazel. And that's where we'll end the session.
Nice.
Well done, gang.
Interesting.